Bright Nose at the big desk.
Take care.
Hey guys, yeah, 2 o'clock. Happy Friday afternoon as we make our way towards the weekend here on a day that, let's face it, turns out to be basically flat for the overall market, coming off of what was expected to be a pretty volatile day. A couple things of note here. I was just noticing Apple turning into essentially the same as the Qs as expected, or not to be unexpected, I guess. Back to positive on the day, though. It held on to levels from yesterday. There are the Qs. NASDAQ essentially dead flat after, yeah, pretty volatile start to the morning. At 10 o'clock, we get these comments from Fed Chair Powell. Turns out to be a bit of a nothing burger overall for the overall market. A little bit of red still as far as tech is concerned. Nvidia leading the way, 3.8% downside. Google's red, Meta is red, Apple positive, Microsoft positive, but only just. You can see a lot more green on this board since last we spoke. Including in the healthcare group here, pharmaceutical names specifically, back to the upside nicely. Some of the manufacturing names or industrial names positive on the day as well. Visa positive, MasterCard, Tesla as well, nice day. 2.2%. Some of the energy names back to the upside. If you missed it again this morning, it was all about this guy coming through with really nothing outside of what we haven't heard before, essentially saying they'll go higher if they need to. And they're going to leave it up to the data to tell them what to do going forward. Remember, September 13th, we get the next CPI print. And then the very next week, the 19th and the 20th, is the next Fed decision. So still a little bit of time to go here before we do get that. I wanted to mention this. Fed's Goolsbee, the last one to come through as far as making comments from Jackson Hole. Still a couple more expected here. But, I mean, again, just echoing the same that we heard from Fed Chair Powell today. Fed's Goolsbee saying, interesting to see consumers have withstood the Fed rate hike cycle so well. Sees definite improvement in core inflation, but too soon to wave the victory flag. But we'll keep an eye out for anything more that happens today as far as comments. But there you go. Overall market pretty much flat as we head into the afternoon. There were a few that we were discussing this morning if you were with us. A couple of earnings plays. This one still, yeah, unbelievable. 30% to the upside. Great look today for Affirm, coming off a beat for them after we got above that aftermarket high. It was really no looking back, guys, all the way back to 18 here, trying to hold above, in fact, for Affirm.
Yeah, if all you did today was simply buy the two most high quality names in the market, starting with Affirm, starting with number 2 at Affirm, and then going into number 1 with VFS. And if that's all you did, you sat down, you just said, okay, what's the best value type name, and then go into the long position. You're retired, you're going home.
You got it.
I can't. Oh, VFS. That is it's insane. It's at 70, what is it, $69, $69.50. It's got a high of 74. I'm sure we'll talk about this multiple times. Somehow it has managed not to really halt, which is a bit weird. I don't know what's up with that, but that's the truth. Affirm, look, 17% short. I was favoring a long above the 16 break. Obviously, 15 break would be great because that's exactly where things started out here on Affirm. But it did eventually take it out. Let me just show you why we like 16. The 15-minute chart's probably going to do it the best here. If you look at the last little consolidation since big move down, you had the 16 level in here. So when it broke that level, as usual, you know, I was pretty much trailing out. Hey, let's go first gap. If that fails, get out, Neil, because Affirm stinks. That's exactly what I did, and then started waiting for the short. Shorted up here at 17.8, and I can come back to the 3-minute. That was good to VWAP. I went for the reload in here off VWAP for that next leg to the downside, but then, you know, that got taken out right there at VWAP. I should have thought about a reversal back into the long, did not. I like the long, got out early, got the short out at the right spot, but yeah, you could have just gone back to the long side on Affirm. It was a pretty good quarter for them. I'm not going to say it's not, but I think there'd be some concerns about the delinquency rate the next couple of quarters through. But the market doesn't care when you're 17% short float. You can be up 30%. So like, you just remember, it's just, when something's squeezing, you don't want to get too rational with a squeeze, which I think what I was doing. I was just way too, this is what should be happening, as opposed to stonk is squeezing, just stay long.
Yeah, I'm upset because we talked about that $16 level on Affirm and we didn't hit it. So I don't really have much to talk about. We talked a little bit. Actually, you know what? I mentioned PayPal off the $60 level when we talked about it. Again? I'm just gonna have to start taking my own trades. It's ridiculous. Like I said, what about PayPal at $60 today? I mean, there it is right there, a huge move to the upside. I mean, if you joined us, you know that we talked about that right down there at 60 bucks. So that's a little disappointing that we missed that. I actually wish I didn't just open that up and see that. So there it is, PayPal down to 60 bucks. We called that, and we missed Affirm because we're looking at other things in the morning. So I've switched up. I know the strategy I need to do moving forward, and that is stick with the plan. Don't get carried away. We should have had this one long, and we didn't. And then we should have had PayPal down there at 60 as well, but we didn't as well. So a couple mistakes there. You just saw me put on Google at 129 or so. We just covered some down there into the 70s, so that was really good. We're going to wait for a 129 break before we deal with this. And then just now, my most recent trade, because we may not get to this, we just shorted Microsoft again. We took it there and then got stopped out, and then I was like, what the hell? Like, VWAP is all the way up there. So then we just took that again. Like, this is the risk management, right? 321.25 out, 321.57, 30 cents out, right? Then this all of a sudden makes the move down, 321.44. Our best out, 320.17. So that's $1.30, 30 cents hit there, $1.30 on the maximum size rate again. But we're back into this trade, seeing if we take out 60 right here for Microsoft. So that's where my stop is. Let's see if it can work out. We just went short again on Mr. Softy.
All right, let's talk some chips here. Still pretty negative day, unfortunately, as we saw on that sector board for Nvidia. 2 days in a row, we get back all the earnings move and then some now. Chopping along here at 450. Really nothing to do after the initial move this morning. But interesting note here, this hugging face, which is quickly gaining notoriety and popularity when it comes to AI apps. $4.5 billion valuation, raising another $235 million. From a few names you might know, Google, Amazon, CRM, AMD, Intel, QCOM, all involved in this latest round for Hugging Face. So, interesting look.
Yeah, and I think they're open source, aren't
Yeah,
they? Yeah,
so far,
interesting look like Alibaba. We talked about Baba this morning doing that with their AI. I mean, who am I to argue there? But look, let's talk about the chip names that were moving on the day. Marvell reported yesterday. They got a couple of price target maintains today. Oppenheimer reiterating their outperform on it with a price target of 70, but the market not really caring, Brendo, as it's down 7%, much with the overall market.
Fed's Goolsbee making more comments here. The inflation rate is still higher than we want. We have to keep getting good news on inflation. So just be aware, Goolsbee still making some comments this afternoon. We are expecting a few others to come through before the end of the day as well, as far as the Fed is concerned. So overall, markets continue kind of grinding back to the upside here right now.
Like clips, grinding. So let's start with, well, we'll talk about Nvidia at some point. We'll start with Marvell. Only one I'm in, well, I have Intel as well, but I did not trade any Nvidia today, which is weird, but it is what it is. Marvell was a flat bottom break on earnings. It wasn't that earnings were bad. They beat in the top and the bottom. It wasn't all that bad of a report. Remember, it was a great report for Nvidia, and they sold off, and then everybody that was not named Nvidia sold off even worse yesterday. So Marvell's not Nvidia, so I thought were weak, and they broke underneath this flat bottom break at 56. It was only looking short at like 3 different ways that it could set up. It didn't do the best one. The best one is usually the failed break of the high because it traps some people long on a breakout. But this case, it was a don't even break through the high and then short through the pre-market bottom. I got to zoom back in so you can see I was staying short into Jackson Hole. Well, I mean, okay, fine. Jackson Hole where we started till Powell speaking at 10:05 with some tight stops. So I was like in and out and in and out, and then after he started after the initial pop here after 10:05, then it was reasonable. It's just like short, and then it got into the bottoms. I was ultimately trailed out here at 52.6 on the last short at 54, so that was probably the best one. And then was just shorting off VWAP, scalp, accidental long, get out, don't want it. Then I shorted, tight stop, get out. I'm sitting in one off VWAP right now. If it gets through 53.50, then I'm out of it. I'm into Intel. This one is the big miss for me today. I'll slap the fail on the Intel short, and mostly because I didn't find a way back into it. Again, right in front of 10 o'clock, I was shorting off the pre-market highs, working, stop out, It gets past 10:05. I'm like, okay, after they started, just like in Marvell, how it calmed down at that point, like we can get back into the short here. Marvell started flushing. Intel just ripped faces off here and broke out when Marvell was holding. And it went a lot farther than, I'm not going to hold it that far. I was short at the 80 and giving it to the local high in the afternoon top. It broke that and just continued to go. So it went to a level that there's just no way I'm holding it past. And then when it snapped back down, I never got back into it until later off the lower high. So this into VWAP, then a reload that stopped out, then a reload which has not hit the high of the day just yet, which I'm trimming because it's, when I got break even just now, it's like, yeah, you should be trimming some of this because it's going trend to the upside. So every time it finds a bounce or a consolidation without breaking down, I'm just going to get more out of it because this is almost bull flagging up again on Intel. So frustration for myself because really this could have been very good instead of a negative name, but there's not too much I can do about it except get back in after the wick high. That's the thing about a good setup, right? If you really like it, it stops out, kind of stick with it, see what happens. Does it reject that level higher? It rejected that level higher. I did not get back in. I was like, I'm done with you, Intel, which was a huge mistake at about 10:20.
All right, actually, that's funny because right at about 10:20 is when we were loading up AMD because it went to 104. And I'm always glad when we're talking about AMD here because today it is my #1 stock and it's pretty good. We did really well on this. Came up to 104. And I said to you guys earlier, you know, in the middle, we didn't really trade too many shares, but still we took an L here going short early because we wanted the short. And then when it really blew up there after Fed Powell, you know, took the, that was 10 o'clock right there, 10:05, right? Rips all the way up. We got that 104 that we really liked. And I mean, again, we just talked about why we liked it. I wasn't sure about any of these levels, to be honest with you. So we tried the 103 there, but then we wrote down on the sticky note 104. So that was a spot there at about 10:30 yesterday that we kind of danced around before falling. But again, you could use any of these levels. We just picked 104, and I think that it was pretty good trade there for me. And again, like, you know, short 104, our best cover is 100. It's $4 in the money. We actually just tried another short rate here on AMD. That it worked here, and then it didn't work again. So once we took VWAP there, we tried to go short, but then it just kept blasting upside. So yeah, we've left it alone since then. I'm actually thinking right now 102.50 isn't a horrible short for AMD. But the problem is, I said this yesterday, if the market's going to be above VWAP, then I don't really want to be shorting anything. So right now we are short Google, but that's because we have that trade and we can talk about that. But for right now, I feel like we just want to find some good longs, to be honest with you. Even though I'm still biased to the short, we had everything on our sticky note was short side. But we tried Nvidia a bunch of times today. It was fine, and then it wasn't fine, and then it was fine, and then it wasn't fine. So here's Nvidia today. Again, just pretty choppy. We went long. We were able to, and actually, this long at 58 went right to 61 there. My best outs were 59 and then 60. Then it came back, and so that was about flat. Then this was a problem because we went short, breaking 54, thinking that we were going to take this, but that never happened, and we wound up getting out. But then all purples are shorts. Then we shorted again and out, long and out, and then just dancing around here. So I think we'll probably leave Nvidia until it gets back up here near VWAP 461 or 462. I think that's a reasonable short to come in for the end of the day. So that's what we're looking at right now. It's a pretty interesting day here with the market up on Powell, right up here, and then flushing. So up right here, and then the huge flush back down, and now we're just trying to get back going again. So I think I like the longs now. We just got to find some.
All right, ABCM keeps popping up in front of me here. So if anyone missed it, Danaher apparently acquiring this or going to acquire this, ABCM. I don't see any details as far as price is concerned or anything of that nature, but huge move up initially. Keeps popping up on volume downside now, so still positive, obviously. For ABCM, AMC, on the other hand, very much not positive. Nothing new, really. I mean, it continues this downward move.
Yeah, essentially, we'll just reiterate what the deets are. So about 995 million APE shares got converted this morning to 100 million AMC shares. That's already after the 10-1 reverse stock split that happened on Thursday. But here, this is the new part. Still to come on Monday, a litigation settlement payment from AMC of 1 additional share for every 7.5 owned as of Thursday's close, resulting in another 59 million pre-conversion AMC shares, Brendo.
More to come, guys, for AMC.
Very quickly before we go to AMC, I'm going to show you right here. There is stop broken on Marvell. We're out of that one. Intel made a fresh high of the day, so that is also out. I'll just show you that. It broke the high of the day, so we're also out of that. I actually got trailed out of AMC a while ago during lunchtime. 1 for 3 on AMC because I got in too early, like in here off the what I thought was like the first available curl. Right at the open was right here at 13.25. It started to slow down. I'm like, okay, that's it. First time, stop out. Then when it got to the pre-market bottom here in front of 14, I'm like, okay, short that curl in front of 14. Stopped out. Then the next level up, and believe me, I was going to take this. And if that didn't work, I was going to try 15 as well. But it curled off 14.40, and eventually, I mean, it got to the low, and then came out. This went all the way down to 12. I mean. There's nothing good here for the apes. There's a lot of people that were trying to spin how this could be positive, but a reverse split plus the consolidation, it's just nasty, and it's been nasty 2 days in a row. Even when it went parabolic, ripping faces off at the open, like if you stuck with the short, you still got it all back, and that's never a good sign. So when you see a gap up, I mean, the Mullen chart, when it would gap, when it did the reverse split, it was like and just goes all the way back down to where it split from. I don't know what the bottom is for AMC. I'd like to say that it's not necessarily like a Mullen and it'll catch some kind of a bid because there's something there, but not a good look, man. It's a short till it's not. That's a phrase I don't think we use enough. It's a short until it isn't, and nothing about the way it's trading right now says that it isn't.
Yeah, I don't have a problem using that terminology with some of the things that we've been trading lately. I mean, we talked about AMC is pretty much a short until it's not, and we're talking about it right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about this. Here's our short here, 14.40. We just covered some at 12.40, $2 on a $14 name. Oh, but we can't, yeah. Who hit that? That was pretty good.
Hear that.
That was pretty good. Pretty good, Fabian.
That was right on line. Hold on, don't
right
move
there.
anything.
Do it again.
Don't move it. Look at that.
Yeah, it kind of points right at it right there. All right, but anyways, regardless of how sick that graphic is, AMC shareholders must be pretty sick to their stomach right now because this is $1.25 is where we're at right now. We got rinsed early. We talked about that, but then once we saw a level, and this is what I just keep saying over and over and over and over again, right? Is like we got to find key levels to trade off of. In here, there's nothing here that's telling me that we should be short this name, but we were anyways. We took the short basically at the very bottom, got hit, but then revenge definitely came through on this one as we decided to go short again. And there it is. So it's a big win for us at the end of the day here. It's nice to see AMC making this move, but it's not nice for the shareholders. Someone asked me, I tweeted it out, and someone said to me, like, do I think there's manipulation here and stuff like that? And to be quite honest with you, it's not. I didn't go short for anything to do with the company or anything. It's just me and Neil have sat here over and over again and talked about reverse splits to you guys. And it's just like every single time that happens, it seems to be really like, okay, what's the next stop on this move, right? We've seen holy shit.
Oh my God.
We've got a pretty freaking sick trade right here on Microsoft. We switched up into the longs, and now we printing, baby. Nice little move. Whoa, holy shoot. This is, I'm just, man, Sean, get the hell off your keyboard, man. Let this thing go a little bit. Softy, back to VWAP. Merry effing Christmas. We like Mr. Softy, and we like it a lot right now. Wait a minute, we like Mr. Softy. Maybe that didn't sound good, but we like the stock, Mr. Softy, and here it goes, nicely done to the upside. So here we go. We also just took Apple on the break long. I told you we were going to try to flip things up a little bit here, start to go a little bit long. Where am I even long on Apple? I'm long at 178.03. I don't know, man. I might just get rid. Let's get rid of some of this. Okay, now it's going to go. So I just got rid of some of that at 05. Because if we're going to be long Microsoft, we don't necessarily need to be long Apple as well, even though it's starting to work. What? I had another out there? Okay, that's fine, whatever. Hopefully this can continue to go upside because we are print city right now. Microsoft, a huge win. Microsoft right now, just as I said we were switching over, man. It just turned into a Dollar Club member right there for Softy. So, all right. I said that as soon as we're trying to learn every day, right? As soon as the market took VWAP and started to go back up to the upside, we knew we wanted to switch over to the longs. I'm not going to sit here. Yesterday we flipped over at the afternoon and we flipped into shorts because holy, Sean, man, you got to, now I'm like, man, why did I get out so much before? But you know what? Who really cares? This is huge. Look at Apple right now. Okay, it's a print city right now. It's a factory over here. And here we go. Microsoft, it's only 30 cents, but Microsoft is $51.50 in the money. AMC $1.80 on the short. There's Mr. Softy as it continues to go. It's now at 2. Wow, Sean, why did you get out of that so much? Okay, anyways, still a nice trade to the upside. This is good. We're ready to rock and roll here, guys.
More comments, guys, from Goolsby, Fed's Goolsby. We would need to meet high bar to change our plan on QT. So that was just a minute ago. Not necessarily going to cause this. I mean, I think we're also just kind of breaking out above some levels here from the midday for the overall market, but decent volume behind that. Again, Goolsby saying we would need to meet high bar to change our plan on QT. We'll see going forward. But if you missed it, this was during lunchtime as well. Some interesting comments from Fed's Harker here, breaking with Powell's ranks, saying they reject further rate increases, signaling board dissent. I mean, in this, he kind of goes on, this is an interview on Bloomberg, he kind of goes on to say, he believes anyways that we're there and they don't need to do any more as far as tightening is concerned and rate increases are concerned. So just thought that was kind of interesting as well. But yeah, let's talk Tesla here. Also another one breaking to the upside. Yeah,
over 3% right now, Brendo. And I'm getting a headline here that I hadn't seen this morning. Here it is. Tesla set to access up to $20 billion in revenues from its recent supercharger deals with Ford, General Motors, and the various other automakers, says our friend Dan Ives from Wedbush. So interesting look there.
We are still expecting more Fed speak here throughout the afternoon, guys. So heads up on that. Here we are, back to the upside we go.
Yes, sir. My chart's going to be, it's not going to be the Tesla chart, but it looks pretty much exactly the same, and it was just a level I liked that I preferred. You could look at 234, 235 on Tesla. That it's not the high yesterday, but effectively it's the high because, I mean, instantly it tanked $6 at the open. So really the only high where there was resistance would have been down here, like 234.5. So you fast forward, you're just all over the place, and then you finally supported on Tesla. I said this morning I much preferred Rivian at $20 because I thought maybe sometimes it's just a little bit more clean. It was a little bit more clean, but it didn't really settle itself out until the afternoon. Like you failed the high a couple times, and you broke the high. Once you broke that top, are we holding 20? Yes, we're holding 20, and then you're back double topping here. I'm going to hold on to the last third for a break of the high of the day. But this was one that I wanted to the long side at the open. It just never really looked strong enough until the market was making higher lows and it was above the price that I wanted. So now we've got it through that top. If it breaks 2025, I think you've got some room to go. I will obviously keep my eyes on Tesla because sometimes it's sympathy. 2050 is 2 days ago resistance. So if we make the next quarter and it gets past that, it could absolutely fly. Rivian's obviously been under a lot of pressure pulling back with all the other EV names. But if we have a decent local bottom here and we get to 15,000, then this should go as Tesla goes as well. So sometimes it wasn't in my plan for Tesla, basically the same chart, but Rivian giving you some opportunities there. And we didn't get to this. I don't know if the midday guys talked to this, but Rite Aid might be going, well, so okay, they're apparently having a report that they could file for bankruptcy. So everyone that's saying, wow, Rite Aid, it is still down, like 50% to the downside. One thing to keep in mind is in the last year, most companies that say they're about to go bankrupt,
buy them.
Yeah, generally, I don't want to say go out and buy it.
Immediately.
But generally speaking, the pattern has been we quadruple now, and then probably wherever the bottom is today, if it holds that on Monday, you just kind of go for the long.
Yes.
So ideally, this thing would fall to like 40 cents, and then tomorrow we can buy a 50-cent breakout with like a 10-cent stop underneath it, because I'm done with assuming that these things are going straight down. Usually it's just a long for 2 or 3 days, and then you can worry about the short. This was true of Yellow. Revlon, this was also true of Bed Bath & Beyond, I think. There's probably just a host of names where that's the case. For now, it's at the lows and still going down. But this is on the radar for finally at least look long day 2 of somebody saying they're going bankrupt, because usually I just think it's going to zero and then probably to the OTC or whatever it ends up happening here with Rite Aid. It is just a report saying they're preparing to file for bankruptcy. Like, they have not officially done so, but who prepares for that and then has good things happen, right? So.
I mean, here's a good example right here. We have YellQ. It's doing well, actually 1.9 million shares isn't bad volume, but it's probably just all single, few big trades. But anyways, just as an example of, that's why I said just whenever you think a company's going bankrupt, you should just buy them. Yeah, here's a perfect example, right? Yellow's going bankrupt, so it goes down to 50 cents. I mean, basically it hung around 65 cents there, hung around 60 and, oh, good. Oh, wow, we're getting some Apple love right now, baby. Apple's 40 cents now in the money. I can't believe I was like, nah, I don't want both Microsoft and Apple. Silly, Sean. Anyways, 50 cents right down there for Yellow. And look at this. Bang, $4. They get delisted, go down to the pink sheets. Bang, up again, $2.50. So I don't think it really matters, you know, about what exchange it goes down to. Just make sure that you are trading the right names at the right time. And I think that's actually interesting. You know, I want to make sure that we write that down on Rite Aid for Monday, because you might be right about that one. Maybe you get some love there, because you never know, man. They could restructure and things like that, and the next thing you know, boom goes the dynamite. One trade today on Apple, since we're talking about Apple. It was pretty simple, man. It was a 178 break.
Talk about Apple? Oh, it is. Oh, shoot. It's right
Were we
there.
on Tesla or Apple? I don't even know what we're on right now. I think maybe we're on Tesla. We're going to Apple next. Okay, so let's go to Apple next. I just put my trade on right now. You can see it's 40 cents in the... So it's a good one right now. Let's go over and find out the story about Apple. Not that I need to know it, really.
Just seeing CNBC, guys, is breaking right now, essentially. Instacart has filed for their IPO finally. So they were just, CNBC was just talking about that. So we were discussing a couple weeks ago the fact that I actually don't mind Instacart. I mean, if you can get past the idea of if you can get past the idea of somebody else buying or selecting which like produce and things like that you're going to end up getting. But anyways, yeah, Instacart filing for their IPO. IPO market heating back up is what I was going to say. We were discussing that going back a week or so. Yeah, Apple, I mean, Apple is Apple. I showed the chart when we came back on at 2 o'clock, looking a lot like the NASDAQ at this point, kind of chopping its way around into flat.
Yeah, it's definitely not Netflix or Tesla on the day, but there is a headline for it. Let's talk about that. Apple TV Plus teases the morning show season 3 return, which I just learned from Brendo includes our friend Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. Yes, Ramin, coming for season 3.
The first season was the best, Ramin, you'll attest. After that, the show is unwatchable, in my opinion. But Apple, guys, trying to make new highs here.
Our friend Jennifer Aniston?
Everybody is our friend, you know. It's like, I told you this story in the morning. He's like, he goes, oh, your friend Elon Musk has a hit piece out against him. I'm like, okay, that's cool, that's cool. And he's like, oh, you see your friend Donald Trump is,
I mean, it would be nice if we had
mugshot. And then, oh, you know your friend Mark Zuckerberg? That guy's working out. Yeah. All this stuff. So we have a lot of friends around here.
No, you guys in the chat are our friends. Everyone around here are our friends. We don't know Jennifer Aniston. First of all, I've never seen, I've never seen that show.
I've seen it, it's pretty good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I have Apple TV. I watched Foundation on it, and then...
Look at Apple.
Actually, no, I didn't watch anything else. I didn't watch anything else.
See that Apple?
Apple's near high of the day. I said one thing this morning and only did one side of the trade, and that was 177. I said either direction, play it. I played it short for $1. And then now if you play it long at 77, it's the same. It was the same thing in the afternoon. Like that was the line in the sand. And when you started, you saw any resistance or support at that level, that was a go zone for Apple. You're up that 1%. This is what it should have done yesterday, but it was relatively weak. I don't know why Apple was sold off as much as it was yesterday. I didn't think it made any sense into Nvidia's. I can understand why Nvidia and the chips got sold yesterday. I still don't make any sense of why Apple was so weak, but it is what it is, and it has rebounded now. As long as 77 holds, I think this looks fantastic. 77 is a big level on the daily, but it's my daily chart's a bit of a mess here. You can see that. Support in here, breakout there. Then it was support for a while, and you're right back above it. So it's been a good line in the sand for Apple. Maybe back to that 3 trillion mark where it's always had some trouble at 181.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God.
I mean, we just, again, 2 trades that we put on for you guys just in the last 10 minutes. Apple breaking 178. You saw me get into it and actually panic out of it, which was ridiculous. We're still in it, so it's fine. But obviously, we got too many out there. Like I just was into Apple and was like, okay, it's breaking the high. Plus, we had a monster winner, which we still do. We have, I mean, this Microsoft trade is $1.80 in the money right now, and trying to go higher. You know what? Let's just take out another piece. I mean, what the hell am I waiting for? Okay, so that was a good one there. But anyways, as Apple just continues to go, obviously this is Apple runs the whole market. Everybody knows that. It's so highly weighted in everything. If the Nasdaq's going to turn like this, all I did was I said we're above VWAP. That's why I said I don't even, whatever the story is on Apple, it doesn't even matter. I wanted to go long that name. You knew it was going to get bought up at some point, and there it is right now today. So we'll see if it extends a little further. We're getting close to being out of everything, unfortunately, on that trade. But it was a really good one, and actually just rocketed up the board again here today. So it's like, there we go. Apple, nice upside move. I'm fine with it. You know, anybody that was lucky enough to buy some down here, I think the professor did 172, 173, something like that. I feel like you're going to come back in. I'm not super convinced the Nasdaq doesn't want to go lower still. I mean, you're still below still below the 50-period moving average right now there. So I'm not convinced that Apple's a long, but we're day traders and we're trading intraday right now, so I don't have to worry about a longer term spot here on Apple. It's a huge holding of mine. It's a huge holding of probably everybody that's watching this, or at least a piece of something. So I think it's a great idea that we continue to watch Apple every single day. This rate here just gave 50 cents on a pretty easy move there for Apple, breaking through 178. But let's have a quick look at the futures just real quick. So you're just coming up to 15,000, and I just want to remind everybody of that because that's right here. Whoops, right here. Why isn't that working? Oh, there it is, 15,000. So, we have the high right there, the initial balance high of 15,020 or so. That's going to come into play, but there's 15,000 still ripping up. I feel like we're going to test it at some point, and if that is the case, then everything's a hold. So we'll just do that. We'll just hold on to everything as it continues to go up. We'll see about a rejection or not at 15,000. Maybe that's where we decide to finally flip over to a short, but I'm not going to sit here and act like we have a lot of shares on Apple, because we do not. We did have a full position initially. For some reason, I just thought Microsoft and Apple, the two largest names in the NASDAQ and in the ES, I didn't want to take both of them long. Stupid mistake, but we're really happy that we have it anyways. So there's 60 cents now. Like 60 cents right now. We'll try to go a little diamond handy there. And then we also got a beautiful, wow. There goes Microsoft. We're now almost $2 in the money for Microsoft, as that one is really getting spicy now to the long. Wow, what a good afternoon. Let's see if we can repeat yesterday's move as well here and just cash out all afternoon. All right, Brenda, what say you?
All right, rundown brought to you by Trade Ideas. As always, if you missed it, or if you're just joining us this afternoon, guys, a special promotion for the entire weekend. This code right down here, TraderTV30, gets you 30% off. There's a brand new web available version for mobile, for tablets. Fits right on your phone, as you can see. 30% off all weekend. Super easy to get to. You just literally go to their website and click, and you can get delayed free data. Free trial available as well. Shout out to Michael Noss over at the other desk right now. And Trade Ideas, guys. Use that code all weekend. TraderTV30. Shout out to Trade Ideas.
So I just want to show you mine here just for a quick second, because obviously you know what's up top here if it's VFS. The warrants are VFS warrants are number one, and then like VFS is number two.
Do we have VFS warrants?
Because we should have it on our platform. We don't have the warrants?
VFSW, maybe it's
WW, I think.
Oh, but why didn't, okay, anyways,
I don't know. Either way, like it's number one and number two. Yeah, Affirm's up there, 30%. BlackBerry, which had the buyout rumor. I don't know who the heck's buying them, but it doesn't really matter. But again, like you want to be tracking what's moving. This will be a day where, hey, guess what? We have an afternoon where you're looking for, what the heck? You're not looking for longs that are only in squeeze type names. Like the market's up, so you can look for longs elsewhere. Rivian just got to yesterday's, I guess, dump off spot, which is that 2030 level. So it is bouncing off that 20. It's up 3.5%, and it just made 1.5% of that in the last 30 minutes or so. So that is a pretty big bounce. I want to respect a couple of things here. One, that's at 2050. If we get up there and we're at 15,000, there was just a question in the chat. Would you consider fading this move? Any part of this move? Well, the answer to that is if we make a run at this top, right? Like when we broke 15,000 this morning, they went 50 points and reversed on Powell. The ES is at the high of the day, but the NASDAQ is just cruising into it. I need to see it failing up top here, and then I would look for something into the short side of it, but not yet. I think you're a little bit early to try and do that. I do have my eyeballs on the off chance that something stupid happens here on VFS. Like if it gets to 100, I probably take a shot at it. If it halts up, I probably take a shot at it, but it's just sort of creeping higher. Again, super strong name for no fundamental reason. It's just that there's not a lot of shares available. So the amount of shares in the open market is small, and therefore they can get soaked up, and then it's very cheap for people to get short. It's only 4 cents per share for us, so lots of people can say, this is going down, I want to short it, and then they start getting stopped out, and that's why it's going higher. So at some point it unwinds. Good luck predicting when. It was like 2 or 3 weeks before HKD came back to the downside, even though that was obviously coming down at some point. So I think you wait for something drastic to happen here. I don't know when that's going to be, but it's fun to watch. So we can have it up here, and anyone wants to ask about it, we'll tell you what the price is. DWAC is also making moves, but it's still putrid volume. It's just, it still hasn't even done 1 million shares, which is ridiculous. It's crazy. Like a chart like this, where you go $13 to $15 and you don't even do 1 million shares, I don't see how it ever goes up for more than a day in a row when that's the case. Like no one's really interested in the stock. If that does start to happen, it is worth noticing that this is getting off the bottom here. Like maybe it could squeeze if it gets past 15, 16. A couple of names are on the radar. One for sure in VFS. DWAC's a big maybe.
I was looking at that VFS as well. You just covered it there. Yeah, pretty interesting day happening here. So just Nvidia's going now. So here we go. I'm just going to make sure I don't have any offers or anything on AMD or anything like that. I told you we're almost out of Apple, so I'm going to switch my level 2 from here. But what a nice move upside right now for Nvidia. It's coming up to that level that we were talking about shorting it, 462. But then again, I'm thinking that we don't necessarily want to short that level, right? So the market's now starting to rip up a little bit. You are at a great level right now. I don't know. You guys want to short this thing out there? You guys tell me there in the chat. Let's do a roll call in the chat. See who's around. Let me just sit on this for a minute. This is something that we do every day on the after show. Join me tonight at 4. Oh, by the way, now. I like that. Now we have a clock on me. So the show will only be a half hour, apparently. So yeah, here we go. It is roll call time. What's up, Nimit? Good friend of ours right here, Nimit. Good friend of mine now. Thank you so much. We went to lunch with this guy and his brother-in-law. Fantastic. Thank you, Nimit. I'll definitely be watching out for you in the chat, my friend. Shout out to Niels here. Shout out to Thomas. Shout out to Canadian Bacon. Dewey's in the building as well. Raymond's here. Derek is here. Chimps are here. I guess the ape's gone into chimps right now. Kevin Mendoza's in the building. Mr. Westermeyer, hope you're, I don't know, you're back from your honeymoon, I guess, so congratulations on that. Daniel, and if you're not back from your honeymoon, then you're like me watching this on your honeymoon. So what's up to D Queen is here as well. Anybody else I recognize? Natalia, you've asked a couple questions as well. Hey, it's Havana Woody. He's always here. You're right about that one. And everybody else, shout out to everybody today. So the market's pulling back a little bit. Obviously, as I do the shout out and debate whether or not we should have been short Nvidia, the stock just tanked $2. So I guess I'm answering my own question there. Yes, we should have been short, Oh man, straight down $2 right there. All right, well that's fine. I mean, this is what I'm saying, right? We're not always going to hit everything, but look what just happened. Honestly, Sean, It went to 15,000 and then fell off. I saw you, Natalia, in the chat there. You asked me, hey, when are these, is it going to run out? And I already talked about that 10 minutes ago, where I said, watch out for 15,000. And that's exactly where it just stopped and dropped down another 30 handles. So, yeah, I'm fine with everything. Microsoft has fallen back. We got the majority of it out. We were getting too much out too early anyways. But here's a nice little drop back down in the futures. I'm actually surprised at how much some of these names are actually retracing right now. I'm wondering if there is an opportunity to pick up some dip buys here. Yeah, AMD could be a dip buy opportunity. That's the 50-period moving average right down there at 102.20. So that could be a good dip buy opportunity as well, right there off the 50-period moving average. So I actually like that call. Let's wait to see if we can get some more action down there at 102.20, and maybe we'll consider going long right there.
Yeah, one name that we forgot on news today, well, it was mentioned in the midday show, they were all over it, when Boeing had positive news coming out of China there. It is still trending higher, up 2%. One of the stronger names in the market, it's off those highs. If looking for a potential dip buy, 220 held like a champion. I think that's the level to kind of hone in on here. If we do get any kind of a pullback, the ES is pulling back along with the NASDAQ off that 15,000. So if that were the case, Boeing at 220 looks a little bit interesting. Firm is making, I mean, obviously a Firm is more of a squeeze type name, but it's holding off the highs pretty well. In 1780, which was a rejection earlier for the short, is now holding up pretty good for the long side of it. SU says, does Obi have Amazon short? I actually don't know the answer to that question. I'm going to assume not. I mean, Amazon's super strong right now, and it's back above 131.5. So that's a big support level for Amazon. It regained it today. It's trending higher. My guess is no.
Obi's
giving
short.
Maybe, okay, he's short this consolidation, maybe.
He's short 133.11.
Okay, so he's short in this consolidation, looking probably, I'm guessing here, I don't know his plans, but if he's short in here, you could get VWAP back and get out the high of the day, that kind of a thing. I'd almost be looking for it breaking out the top in this trend. If 15,000 gets taken out, you've held support. If you look at it as well, like on the daily, a close above 132 is a 50 period on the daily. So that's a little bit bullish. If you consolidate here, you could always go higher. I kind of felt we'd get past, this morning we got past 15,000 for the entry into the short. Today, like just now, sorry, this afternoon, we didn't really get there. I'd like to see us get to 15. If you fail 15, it's much different than just this wick pullback, because we didn't come all this way to not print 15,000, I don't think. I did take some Rivian out at that high. I think it would make sense not to. And if we see another pop into the next resistance level, you know, from here, I will just get all out at 2050. I think that's a reasonable target. You got to double the move here to go 20 to 25 and then 25 to 50 on this stock. And I want to respect that. Nvidia, I don't know, like Nvidia got to, it's pulled back a couple of bucks, but it also wicked 60 by almost a full dollar as well. So if you had that, like you had to give it, and now it's starting to pull back. I'm not sure you're not still making higher lows. So let's see what happens. Like, does it get all the way back to 55, 56, which is pretty bearish, or does it make a nice higher low right around this 58 level, and next thing you know, you're trending back to the upside? The Nvidia is almost a little bit of a leader for this market. You know, if it holds the bid, it's down 3% into an up market. If it holds the bid and goes higher, you'll see how fast the market can come with it again.
Again, like, you know, just like that PayPal 60 there, we were looking at that Nvidia short 461, and now it would be $4 in the money. So, oh man, woe is me. All right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I feel like doing. Yo, send me that animation ASAP. Okay, that's who we were for Halloween. You don't even know that, Fabian. Go find our Halloween pictures, man. That was hilarious. Jules over here and myself. Yeah, we did Jules, were like that for Halloween.
Jules and Vincent.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Go find that. That is hilarious. Okay.
We got plans for this Halloween too.
Yes, we do.
Speaking of which, we'll probably actually.
We actually got to get on those plans ASAP because it's already August. So, you know, the costumes will probably be gone even by now. But okay.
No, you can get them.
Anyways, we just got out of something. Oh, no, it was AMD. Okay, so just quickly here. All right, so I don't know. I'm starting to doubt this move again. So I do want to go long. I don't think the super chats are working. Did we miss a super chat? I don't know. We'll find out about that.
I'm reading one from Nicole Harris, but I don't see the super chat. Bears versus Bulls posted it.
Okay.
So I think I missed this. Thank you very much, Nicole, for the super chat. I love Instacart. Then Amazon, Whole Foods. I mean, I like Instacart too. I don't know about the IPO, but Go PDD, Peloton, Lucid.
Don't even tell me what Peloton's at.
Did a video. Watch out. We'll have a video on PDD. I talked about that one. Right. Go PDD. They report next week. I'd be a little cautious on the Chinese names. I was just watching Polestar there, but I'd be a little bit cautious with PDD. I know it's having a great day today, so good. It's up. It has been in the midst of a bit of a pullback. If I draw you a trend line here, let's see how quickly I can do that. You break this trend on earnings and get underneath 74, I think things get nasty with the sentiment that's going on here. And on top of that, if they miss, ooh, buddy, they're 15 forward PE, right? So all of a sudden, if they have a big miss, the value aspect of them, which is the good reason that you want some of the Chinese names because of the value, right? Then the value is gone if it's over 20. And if they have a big miss, you could break that trend to the downside. I wouldn't want, like, these guys in like Alibaba, the second the value comes out of them, which it's actually good value without the risk of, obviously Chinese economy. But that's a big trouble for them. So you have to actually look at that, the fundamentals. Good, strong day for it today, though. We don't really trade. This is definitely a name I wouldn't trade in the afternoon. Sometimes NIO moves in the afternoon as a Chinese ADR. Sometimes Alibaba moves. But this, at the highs, I don't know. Like, where's the volume that's going to take it higher? Because it just kind of dwindles and dwindles and dwindles into the close. But good on you and congratulations for sniffing out the long here. I don't think we're even looking at the Chinese ADRs this morning, to be honest with you. We had a brief look at Alibaba. That's about it.
All right, what's up, Brendo?
Just seeing a report of Hostess brands. Twinkie, TWNK, possible buyout here. Huge move, guys, for TWNK.
Holy crap. Did you know that was a symbol?
No, I thought this would have been Hershey or something like that.
No way. That's
Who the hell's buying these guys, man? Dunkin' Donuts or something? Nice move to the upside right now. Okay.
What is it with the buyout rumors today? Like, somebody wants to buy BlackBerry, someone's buying Hostess.
Yeah,
like,
stupid BlackBerry. I lost it.
Okay, where's this going to pull back to? You always try to find, like, where's the semblance of a level where people like to buy before that maybe if it holds, like 220 on Boeing was an example on the spike. So maybe something around this 25 level. Is it even going to pull back that far? 26, it's kind of nasty in there. Yeah, 25 or 26, I suppose could be a dip buy. But I'd like to maybe see a little bit more on this. That's a really healthy spike already for an unhealthy. Actually, that's a bad pun. I like Twinkies. I used to like Twinkies.
That's not a horrible pun, to be honest with you.
It's a healthy bounce already.
It's a good bounce. It's definitely a good bounce. We did get stopped out of some of our AMD, but got back into it. Again, that is our life. If you want to join us and have a similar lifestyle of, losing your hair and things like that, you can definitely apply immediately right now. As of September 5th, this is going to be closed. If you are a resident of Canada, you can apply and be a member of the Campus program. Campus.daytradetheworld.com. Join an exclusive community of like-minded individuals. And it's very structured. It's basically like Surge Trader, but completely for free. We've given you everything, the introduction, everything, simulator mode. You'll find out everything about how to use our platform, what day trading is all about with some lessons and whatnot. It's all completely remote. You only need 16 hours a week in total, and minimum of 8 hours of trading, 16 hours a week in total, meaning that there's some in class, so it's all online. But if you are part of this lovely country of Canada, you can apply immediately right now. And like I said, even if you're not Canadian, just apply, let them know what country you're in, because that's what they're doing, crowdsourcing, trying to figure out, where to drop this next. So please become a member of the Day Trade the World community and join us over here with campus.daytradetheworld.com. Okay, so Microsoft came all the way up, and we got another out right there at 323 as it started to rock and roll again, so that was going to be a good call for us. I don't know if it is going to be a good call, but it was so far for us right there, so we'll continue to watch out for Microsoft. Apple's still just dancing. I mean, we could have reloaded it at 178, and quite frankly, I didn't even see that, so that's a missed opportunity for me. So just like this, we already got this up, so this is me like, Apple?
Why didn't we do that when you were dressed as that?
Right there. I'm going to go find the Travolta here on my
Next time we
On
dress
my,
up for Halloween, we'll make some
Twitter.
stuff that we can turn into graphics. So it's going to be us instead.
I mean, we have Fabian now and
Yeah,
Ramin,
I didn't
so
think
we'll
of that
be
at the
able to,
time, but like we have a plan this time.
yeah.
We're not going to waste it this time. So instead of putting Travolta up, we'll do that. Shout out to Fabian and Ramin. You
guys
guys
got
do
everything.
fantastic
You guys
work.
got everything.
I got to reload here.
do you search
I'm
your
still
own
thinking run into 15,000. The name I like. Previous resistance, it bounced off support here, regained 2020. So just grabbed some Rivian on this little bit of a dip buy. I was looking over just to see if RAD was going to do anything. Oh, oh goodness. There we go, it's a New York stock. It's just hanging out off the bottom. There's no bounce happening. And I understand when I say dead cat bounce, dead cats don't actually bounce. I get it, it's a figure of speech. I didn't make it up. It
Depends
really
how
is
far
one.
they fall from.
But yeah, I guess. But if it's dead, I mean, I get it. It's not a thing, but it's a figure of speech. It's still sitting sideways. I'm looking for any volume to come up. And if volume steps back into this, I do favor the idea of, I guess, looking for a bottom on it. Just that's what's been happening with these rumors of stocks going bankrupt. Hostess. I'm just going to keep calling it Twinkie because in my mind it's TWNK. So much for waiting for 26. Yeah, that already went back to the high of the day. So it looks like it's holding 26.5 here. If it pulls back, I'll respect that and see if I can't do a scalp trade in there. 26.5 if it wants to pull back to there, Brendo.
Just seeing this now as well. Sentinel-1. Huge pop-up. Haven't seen a headline yet, but a ton of volume behind this. But maybe another one here, guys.
I missed who said this in the chat. They're like, typical witching on a Friday to have a bunch of buyout rumors so that they can massage the close prices. Maybe. Because that's just ridiculous. We're just joking about it. Now there's another one, like Sentinel-1. Like, wasn't there a rumor of Sentinel-1 getting bought before? And
A couple days ago.
And then, yeah, exactly. Didn't we just go through this with Sentinel-1? CrowdStrike reports next week.
I feel like that is correct.
Yeah, so
CrowdStrike. What, they're reporting next week, Sentinel-1?
Well, I know CrowdStrike does. I don't know when.
Yeah, I know CrowdStrike
I don't
does.
know when these guys report. Let me.
Man, we are just like.
I moved it.
So I can see clearly now. You know, so I don't know. We don't have anything like that. We'll just go bang. We'll go like this. Like, all you got to do is, you know, sometimes it is required to switch up your game a little bit, and we've talked about that, and not trying to fight the trend so much. It is so much easier to trade with the damn trend. And I don't know why it's taking me 22 plus years to figure this out. It hasn't really taken me that long, but it's just like AMD pulls back. We stopped out when it took the 50 period, so that was bad. But then the market just kept on going, and I was like, okay, well, then we're gonna buy it back again. And there goes AMD again to the upside. So the better example, I think, would be Apple. Apple came back right in. So this is the other thing that I'm learning. Like, this came back into the 50 period. It's only a 1 minute chart, but we've done the studies on this. Come back into the 50 period moving average, and then went back again. And well, you know what? Now that I see this, I feel like maybe it is time just to get something. We'll get a 44. Did we just get that? Yes, we did. So we'll ring the register again on that. We'll do the money dance here as well. So yeah, it was a good trade right there. We should have reloaded it back in again. Maybe we'll sit there. The problem with sitting there is if something comes out, bang, you get long and then it runs you over. You really have to be on the stock to be able to watch it, to know which play you're gonna do for it. But anyways, that was a good one there for us on Apple. We just should have probably reloaded it. Here's my nonsense on Bed Bath & Beyond, wow. So here's the halt on BlackBerry at 5. It opened up, and I was like, okay, if we take that recent high of 520, we're gonna go long. So that's what we did. Then we got out when it broke back through 5 again. So we do wind up taking a 20-cent hit on BlackBerry. And I just want to be part of it, right? It wasn't, sure it sucks. It's not even that much, man. It's like a $100 hit. Like I had 500 shares, it's not a big deal. But at the same time, I just thought maybe this thing could run and we were just gonna put some kind of play money in it. It's only a $5 stock. But when it came back down, I'm kind of glad we got out because it did go back to 480. But again, look at the 50 period. It mattered all the way here until now it's broken. So I feel like you would want to go short, but because there's that news from Veritas thinking about possibly taking a majority stake and then eventually buying them out, I don't think we really want to go short on this name, but I do like it there if there was a short possibility. All right, so now AMD is right back up to its close to its highs. That high was 63, so let's flip the switch a little bit, get a piece out here at 56-ish. Did we just get that? I don't think we did. See how we made that 56 level there, and then all of a sudden it just went to the other way? That's what we talked about that yesterday, having orders out so you get run over rather than making them yourself, but I don't think it will matter anyways. Nice little pullback down there. I think it's time to get out of some of these trades as you're bouncing up again off 15,000. It's gonna look, you know what?
We didn't come all this way.
Yeah, you know what? Scrap that. I'm not going to, I just cancel that offer. If you don't want to give it to me at 56, then you're going to give it to me at 66 because I really think that this name has a chance to go up. So I'm going to put a 66 right now and then see if that can go up because if we take 15,000, then I feel like it's party on if that takes it. So let's wait to see if that is the right play. We have Apple long, AMD long, Microsoft long, and the only short we have on the board is a $2 winner on a $14 name, and that's AMC. So let's hold that short close and see what's going on. Rite Aid, apparently Rite Aid moving again right now.
Is it? I just grabbed a shot at Sentinel 1 off the previous high here. The high was 1680, so I went 1684 long with a tight stop. I like when these pull back and maybe you can get a bounce off the previous top. Now the other idea would be just to go off the actual bottom, but again, tight stops all the way through. As I said, the only other thing we did was our long for this afternoon, which we waited around for, was Rivian. As it goes back to the high of the day, I have an offer in front of the top. Maybe I'll take another one. If we reject 15,000, I get another out up here, right? So if we do reject this high on the NASDAQ, and the ES, I suppose, then I'll just take another out at the high of the day. But I waited for the first available pullback. If Rite Aid is starting to go, yeah, it's starting to go. This was kind of what I was looking for, was it just hasn't made a bottom. And, well, you know, this is what these things have been doing when they say they're going bankrupt, which is make a bit of a bounce. The current low of the day is 66 cents. It just consolidated off 70, so I'd probably want something off the lower high because if I don't love it, I'm usually liking, instead of giving it to the low of the day, give it to the local high, which is a little bit, it's just a little bit more, frugal or whatever the word you want to use is. Tighter stop in there. And one more push down, see if I can't get like 71, 72s. VWAP is at 85. So like this thing could easily pop like 10, 15% without even breaking VWAP, which is hilarious. And no, I do not think it's a fundamental type play here. This is just the way these things have been going. Rumor of bankruptcy. Stock bounces because shorts cover. And it's still already going. Like it just popped up to 77. You might not even get a dip to buy. Maybe off the 75 level if it can hold here.
So remember I said that I was going to cancel AMD and put it to 66 instead of 56? Well, you know where it went to? 65 right there. So we got a little cheeky with it. We did cancel that order. And I thought I was going to get to 66 and be able to celebrate and somehow say we had a crystal ball, but that's the high is 66, right? So now I'm just going to sit at 65. I'm only taking out a piece, not the full thing, so it doesn't really matter 1 cent here or there. And when I say about sitting here, it's about adding liquidity. So if you've ever heard that terminology, if you add an offer to this level and you get taken, you actually get a rebate. So it's about $2 for every 1,000 shares. So obviously, I'm not putting 1,000 shares every level, but if you just put 100 shares every level, then you just, instead of paying something to get execution, you're actually receiving the rebate. So at the end of the day, it does matter. I'll just tell you, for example, here today, I don't have too many fills. Where is my fills? Oh my God, I have too many fills. 400 trades today, 400 fills, and my fees are $21. So there is some adding and removing liquidity here. Obviously, we have to also pay a clearing fee and so on and so forth. So it's not all simply a gateway fee, but that's about 400 fills today for me. I mean, that includes 120 fills on AMD alone. Like just all these ins and outs here. It's just the way I trade. It's pretty robotic, I understand that, but $21 in fees makes it well worth it. So that's just giving you guys a little bit of an update on what we're doing here and how it looks. We have we have 60 fills on AMC, for example. We have 97 fills on Google today as well, So that's it. I just got to get better at not taking as many fills.
You know what my litmus test usually is I look at it and I go by, if I look at the stocks that I traded the most, I'm always unhappy if the highest number of fills is on the stock that I didn't do well on. And I look over on it, and I've got my most fills was on Marvell, which is okay, but number 2 was Intel. which I didn't do well on Intel. Like Intel's actually the worst stock, despite the first short being fantastic and I blew it, but then I have the second most amount of executions on Intel. Usually you want it to be you want it to be your better one. Oh, I just got greedy on Rite Aid. I stepped up and went long 75.5, and it was all the way at 78. I'm like, yeah, this is pressing, and it's right back. That's a very tight stop when I wasn't going to take 2 cents, but this is still pretty strong. It's done 30 million in volume, which is okay, and it's definitely popping up on volume, but it's not nearly as thick as like a Mullen was when Mullen was running at $1. I'd say the liquidity is about half. Actually, not even that. It's like a third of what Mullen's liquidity was when it was moving, but it's still pretty strong. The spread is opening up half a cent to a cent at times. Still going. That was too greedy. Next time, I still like this area at 75. This is the reason why, if you can't tell. Like it's previous resistance. I was in it. I don't think I played that very well because I should have taken the 2 cents when I had it. If I'm only going to risk less than 1 cent, you should be taking 2 pennies when you get it.
All right, let's go, man. This is what's going on right now. It's a chicken dinner winner, and if you're part of these trades, then yeah, it's a chicken dinner winner today. There goes AMD. Again, let's talk about some of the trades that we've given you here. We've given you Apple, we've given you AMD. Neil's talking about Sentinel-1 right now. We've given you Microsoft. And by the way, Microsoft, if you're not going to the club tonight, well, at least you can join this one. It is a $2 winner right now, and we just took a piece out at, was it, I don't even know, is it the high of the day? I don't even know, no, not even close. All the way up here is the high of the day, so we have a lot more to go on this one. Wow, what a day changer this would have been if I would have just held on to that, but still, it's a good trade. It's continuing to go up to the upside. Yeah, you dropped that money down, baby. Fabian on fire over there right now.
Nvidia's flying.
Yeah, of course Nvidia's flying, because look what we've got right now. We've got this one as well, which is another one. It's not really a Lambo trade, but it is something. Everyone's favorite segment. We haven't done it in a couple days, but let's go. All right, those of you might want to know what was for lunch today. You might not. It's already 3 o'clock anyways, so I mean, I had a salad, but I did steal a piece of this. If you said chicken, guess what? Correct. It was grilled Greek chicken, and it was actually really nice with roasted mini potatoes, steamed vegetables, and the best part of all of this, and I know I'm not supposed to be eating carbs, I'm Italian, forget about it, grilled pita. There was some grilled pita bread with it as well, so that was absolutely fan-damn-tastic. Shout out to the caterer today. It was a classic hit. And then we didn't do yesterday, so let's do yesterday. Yesterday was AAA sirloin beef burritos. Yesterday was Santa Fe spiced vegetables, mixed beans, and Southwest rice. Yeah. So it'll be in the background. I thought that was pretty good. So yeah, I guess you got to eat carbs. I mean, trust me, I eat a lot of carbs. So that's that's the one thing there. I am trying to do better on all of that, but sometimes food is just too good. But okay, let's go. All right, Apple now 55 cents in the money. Apple just made day's high, or I keep saying day's high, but went to 179 basically. Tried to join the dollar club. We are long at 178. You can see that. But the goods are here, man, and we've got them. So it's been so far so good. Good out for us on Softy as it's dropping down. Everything's dropping down a little bit. Wow, what just happened in this market? We just got a flush down. I didn't even realize that as we were talking about lunch. AMD made a move down, so let's try to get why didn't I get longer there? Let's try to get a little more shares against this move.
That's a 15 rejection.
It's a good thing. Yeah, 15,000. Yeah, that just hit right there. So yeah, 15. Yeah, went up 20 handles. That's what we got that spike on. Now you fall back in. So let's just be careful with it. We already have our outs. Notice the little fluctuation there. Maybe Brendan's got something.
Just be aware, guys, ECB's Lagarde is now speaking at Jackson Hole. None of the comments she's making are really significant, but just be aware there are comments from ECB's Lagarde while I have you. Michael Noss still with us. He's going to give you another little hit here as far as one of the great features in this web app version of Trade Ideas that you'll get. Again, free trial. You can grab 30% off all weekend, Trader TV 30. Michael Noss with a top list feature, which gives you kind of a broader overview.
Yeah, so we talked a lot about how you can do what's streaming right now, what's moving in the moment, what's happening right at this second. But for people like myself who are more swing traded mind frames, for people who may just want to get an overview of the market, maybe at night, or if they just have a second to look through, we have this top list page as well with a bunch of different top lists. We're obviously going to expand and add more to it. The one I have open right now is just the SPY sector. So it's telling us what is up and down the most for the individual sectors.
Now, your mic is off.
Now we actually have a, nope, I'm muted. Am I good?
No, you're good.
Okay, so yeah, we actually have the what's going on here for the individual sectors. We have XLB, which is our XLP, which is consumer staples, doing very well. At the bottom, we have communications and technology, which is still suffering. Again, the beauty of these, you can just drag and drop these in. So if I want to know what are the highest relative volume movers today, you say I just drag and drop that in, that changes. And now as I click through, you can see my chart update. So this is a good way to take a step back, get a really broad view of the market, individual names, take your time, do your research, figure out what you're going to trade going into tomorrow.
Yeah, so lots of great features again all weekend long, guys. Trader TV 30 will get you 30% off. Absolutely fantastic layout, very easy to use, simple, basic, gives you all kinds of ideas. Trader TV 30 all weekend, guys.
Thank you very much there. I mean, a lot of people said it was fine, so...
Yeah, some people said it was fine, some people said it was too loud there, but
I'm not sure.
Either way, we're reloaded right now on AMD. We talked about that as soon as we went over to Michael Noss. We got reloaded as AMD came back down, and now it's back up. So it's a good little trade here for us on AMD. If you can come over to the screen, Fabian, we'll have a quick look at that. There it is right there. Nice upside move. We just cleared some out at 50. Let's see if it keeps on going. We did get that rightly pointed out by Neil, that rejection of 15. So I'm just going to use this as the bottom because right now we're long at 31s. If it takes 20s, I'm going to use 20s. The bottom's been 25. So that'll be 11 cents. We just took that. Hopefully it can get back. We took more than that. Hopefully we took 50, so about 20 cents. But here it comes coming back in. We don't have to be right on everything. It's just I think this is well worth it. Let's see if it does. Yeah, it looks like it's going to reject it. So maybe the longs are going to be squashed out a little bit for now, but we definitely took advantage of them when they were there. So far, so good. Microsoft, we took advantage of that one. We took out advantage of, well, no, we did not get Apple out. That was a mistake there. And then AMC is doing its normal thing here. So that's it. We just got to find some more trades. But I want this market to settle down just a bit first.
Yeah, whatever happened with Lagarde there, look, we're waiting for a test of 15,000, so they didn't want to try anything short until you tested 15,000. You got above and then wicked underneath. It doesn't matter the reason why, but Marvell was on the radar at that $54 level because 54 is a good level that we had. Essentially weird because that's exactly when Powell stopped and it was the same price and the same turn on Marvell. Maybe it's a coincidence, but I jumped in here on that wick. I got 54s. And then I did that thing where sometimes like, hey, it's working, let's add to it. And then I remembered, no, Neil, don't add there. That's not where you want to add. I was able to quickly get some out there. It was an add at 97 and got some out at 91, 92. But I didn't think it made sense to be adding that aggressively at 307 in an upward trend. Right? Like it's still an upward trend, so I immediately took those shares off that I added. That's why my price is now 97, but it was originally 99s. I'll hold it, get some out at the 80s. VWAP retracement is perfectly fine when you're going counter trend, and that's what this is. So that 15 rejection, I'm just sticking with Marvell because that's what has been working for the short side of the trade for me today. Thankfully, I mean, Rivian's still in the pocket. We got to that high. We're still holding on to a higher low, but only barely. If this gives up 2015, I'll just get out here. Don't want to hold it all the way back into VWAP. Not especially not if we're going to, bounce down off that 15,000 level. I am back into Rite Aid, and I forgot all about Twinkie. Hostess. Right. It's not. It's Hostess. Twinkie. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say Twinkie. It's continually going higher here. Again, I don't know too much about what a potential bid this might be or whatever this. Who knows what the valuation would be or what kind of a premium you'd get on a deal, but it's up 30% already. I don't want to chase this move. I was hoping for a pullback tighter to VWAP, tighter to 26. At this point, it's flying so high, I don't know what you do with it. Sentinel-1, that one's kind of calmed down. Tried it off that original breakout price, and I was like, yeah, the next long usually would be off where it started out from, that was the better one. That gave you the bounce. I had gone on over to Rite Aid at that point, which I don't mind. So we're still in Rite Aid, but Sentinel-1 did hold that original dip price. 1660 looks like where you want to be going for the long.
I mean, I got a pretty cheesy one here. Shout out to all the dads out there about Twinkie. No matter what the deal price is, I feel like they're going to have to sweeten it. It's not so bad there.
And it'll, well,
I mean,
the best thing about Twinkie is like, you know, they just
joke.
don't go bad, man.
Yeah, I know that could be a good thing. I guess.
You say, ask if that's true, Fabian? Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
It's like you can buy a Big Mac and just leave it there on your counter for like 14 years, I think. And
well, this and the fries
yeah.
at McDonald's. Like if you're eating day old, which I mean, if you're university, you
I don't
probably
think
did
that's
some
true
of that.
about a Twinkie. You don't think, isn't the middle cream?
I don't know, man. Every apocalyptic movie has told me that Twinkies should be okay
Yeah,
in a million years. I don't know. Is that not true? Somebody fact check me on that because
It doesn't have to be a fact check. I think you're probably right.
well, I'm not testing the theory. That's for damn sure. Because
Why
I don't
not?
want to get,
How long did you say? Forever? Did you say?
well,
Forever?
I didn't mean forever. It's a figure of speech. I don't know. I just like every single one of
we
these
are like-
zombie apocalypse movies.
Yeah.
People are eating Twinkies. So you tell me, is everybody making that up,
mean-
or is it?
I don't know.
They say they have expirations on there. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm a trader. What am I, a Twinkie expert? I mean, I could be. I'd probably eat a shit ton of them. So.
Props to anybody that took these trades with me here today on AMD. AMD is by far the #1 name for me, and we've been absolutely destroying it today. You know, Microsoft, actually my two top, I was gonna say, I really love Microsoft and AMD. My two top stocks today, and it's not even close, are Microsoft and AMD. So, you know, just like my guy back there, Obi-Wan Kenobi, likes to trade Amazon and stay in his lane. I think we understand where our lane is at right now. Look at AMD, man. Boom to the upside right there. Just a monster, and it's going to keep on going. And we reloaded it. I mean, we gave this trade out. So thank you to everybody that's watching the stream and enjoying the show. And, you know, the worst thing you could do is leave, but the best thing you could do is something like this.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
Yeah, you want to, you know, you don't want to disappoint
Why is the volume
Kat.
so
You want to make sure that you like and subscribe today. So there it is right there. All right, what else?
I did get that from Zombieland, Arturo.
Okay,
That's where I
did
get all my
anybody
knowledge
confirm it or?
No, I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, you get it from the movies.
Yeah.
So this time on Rad, I'm going to listen to myself, and if it gets to, like I said, if it gets up to 80, you take some 78s, you take some 80s, you'll take some 82s, you'll take some 84s. I don't know how far it's going to go, but if VWAP is a target, there are a lot of targets on the way up. I didn't take any profit the first time we had it and had too tight of a stop, so I'll try to respect that a little bit more here. Yeah, is Obi's lady Ahsoka? That's a good one. I like that in the chat, James D. I have no idea, but I don't even know if he's a fan. You're getting a nice retest of 15,000 here, but until we hold above it, I want to give the high on Marvell. Like, you're still wick top. If you do reject this, I think the risk to reward at an entry at this point favors short pullback. If you're going to break back up to the top, you got like 50 points to the top here. Still some room to come back in for sure. Twinkie versus Cockroach. The Cockroach is probably winning that one. 10 times out of 10 in the chat because cockroaches don't die. Neither does the fly that's around here. That sucker is absolutely ridiculous. Apple is double top on Apple, but I'm telling you, the one to watch here is going to be Nvidia. Nvidia's climbed above VWAP. It's pressing highs a little bit stronger than everything else. It has yet to really go parabolic or break out. You're now above, if you look at the open range bottom here, you're just testing above that at 462. You're above that 460 resistance all morning. So this is the next shoe to drop. If Nvidia breaks out from here, I think it has a very good chance to go parabolic. So I'm looking at this local high, 463. That gets through 463. I think Nvidia can be a long. Arthur is asking about Snowflake. I'm going to apologize in advance. I have not looked at Snowflake today. So today, this is about to be my first look at Snowflake live for you here on the New York. Again, I know yesterday's levels. I'm not going to be able to tell you anything other than what we see. Wow, that's super strong. 4% to the upside. Oh, this could be a go zone through the high of the day here. I still like Nvidia. Usually want to stick to your guns, and I like that 63 break on Nvidia, but Snowflake is looking pretty darn good here as well for a bit of a gap fill. Up goes one, up goes all. Sometimes a rising tide lifts all ships. I think you're just going from a tight consolidation on Nvidia, and you've already flown a bit here on Snowflake. And because of how far it's gone up and how quickly it's gone to the upside, generally speaking, I like the tight consolidation break because it can be a little bit easier to manage risk on, because if you give it to the local bottom, you take a breakout here, you're probably risking $1 on Snowflake, which is a $150 stock. On Nvidia, you could probably risk $1 on the breakout, and it's 3x the price. That's actually a tighter stop on Nvidia. That's why I'd favor it if you had to take out a high. Brendo?
Just seeing from Bloomberg here, cyber startup Wiz weighing a bid or a potential bid for this Sentinel-1, which is that S that popped up earlier. So not ABCM, but just be aware, again, Bloomberg reporting cyber startup Wiz weighing a potential bid for that Sentinel-1.
I don't know who they are, but we were just talking about that movie. It's the Wiz, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the Wizard. I think it's called Wizard.
Are you sure?
The
I think
Wizard.
it's just the Wiz.
No. The Wiz is from Seinfeld.
Is it the?
I'm
I
the
don't know.
Wiz
You guys
or
tell.
whatever.
It's got Fred Savage.
Wizard.
The guy plays whatever it is. The Wizard. It's a great
I
movie.
think we
I
just
don't
did
even
it.
know what the girl's
We
name is in the
literally just talked
movie.
about
It's
it.
Fred Savage and a dude that I've never heard of, the little kid. But either way, Sentinel-1 is now triple bottomed off 1660. Once, twice, OB thrice. This time, I'm going to go for it here. Give it to the local bottom. Again, it doesn't matter who this is or who might be buying it. It's a support resistance play on news, and I like the risk to reward. When you see it, should have had it that time, but we went over to RAD, which good thing you take profits, because the first time I didn't, the second time I did, hit enter 3 times. You got the 2 cents. It's still a tight stop, which I'll defend the tight stop here because they're going bankrupt, man. Like I'll take 2 cents and stop out 1 pretty much all day long. I'm chasing this move. Should have just had it from the very beginning when we were talking about it at that bottom. Instead, I chased it up to the 75 level. And if I chase a move, I'm going to have a tighter stop just in case we do have a bit of a flush. But we got something to talk about for next week. So Fabian's already got this teed up. I had no idea he had this ready. But we're going to make a bit of a change on the midday show. So just to give the guys a break, we got a new segment coming through. A lot of times you get things like Rite Aid, you get things like VFS, you get things like BlackBerry that come up out of nowhere. I'm always scanning for them. So let's tee it up, Fabian, because we got something for you guys, and it's going to be called...
Nice, I like that graphic.
Boom. And for those of you, it is 100% intentional that my head flops like a Canadian in South Park. Straight up. Because I freaking love South Park. Those guys are geniuses.
Those guys fill up in those. Isn't that how their head goes? Like that?
Yeah,
Philip
because
and
only
whatever his name is.
because they're the Canadians. It's,
Yes.
Terrence and Phillip.
Terrence and Phillip.
There's a line I want to say, but it's like I can say the buddy part, but hey, F you, buddy.
All right.
Oh God, I love that. Good look, Fabian. Oh, Canada.
So, were you going to be at the desk for that, or?
Well, I'd like to. I want to utilize the desk, but that TV looks freaking gorgeous with some of the stuff we have from Trade
and
Ideas.
Is it a half-hour show?
We're going to start off a little bit small. We're going to work up to a half an hour. We'll start out probably like 5-10 minutes. Give the guys a break. We'll incorporate the midday guys a little bit to talk about some ideas with them as well.
5-10 minutes. Okay. So, all right. That should be exciting. Well, I think it'll be a great show eventually. That's a great graphic. Thanks, Fabian, for that one. And I just tweeted out as well. We have tonight another after show. So that should be a lot of fun here coming through at 4 o'clock. We're staying late doing the after show, the recap for you. So Trader TV Live has you in the pre-market. We have you in the midday. We've got lunch money. We've got the afternoon show, and then we've got the recap. So it's your one-stop shop for trading and like-minded individuals. So make sure you join me tonight right there at 4 to 4:30. Hey, but Fabian, man, I want one of those cool promos, man. What the hell? All we have is that little market recap thing. Like, come on, man.
With Fabian, all you got to do is ask, and then it's done before you even realize.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
It's
so, like,
crazy.
Even Travolta's like,
I-
yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's,
we've got all the
it's
good-
both of them. It's both Fabian and
Yeah,
Remy.
yeah, yeah. We've got all the good stuff coming through as well. So
I always say Fabian because that's the one I can see. Ramin's always hiding behind something. Like right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
she's got her hood up. It's what? Everybody's sick. 'cause of
Oh,
this
now
guy.
I'm the one getting everybody sick. Actually,
technically you were first. I mean,
yeah, I'm first for everything. So, but yeah, first to be sick here for sure. Now I'm feeling fine. You're not gonna, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. But okay, right now, let's just continue to play, man. I mean, it's been a good day here. Microsoft now still $2 in the money. Apple's still cruising around. I'm a little bit nervous about this. 178.80. It keeps on bouncing up. I don't really want to get rid of it because we are taking 15,000 right now. We've already got the banger on right now, and that's going to be AMD. I mean, this one just continues to print. It's at its highs rate. Let's put another out rate here at 71, 72. We'll take another out rate there. This is why I have so many fills. Just in this one trade, look, we have 3 fills to get long and about 20 fills to get out. Like, it's so stupid, but hopefully we can keep going to the upside here for that trade, and it would work out. So let's go. All right, that's that. Let's check out on Google. We did get stopped out on Google right here, and a good thing we did. But look what's happening right now. You're right back to 130, and we've been barcoding off this level. We have talked about going short here into 130. I don't normally, see, this is where I've learned, right, is that normally we've been caught doing this a couple times, and that is going short into levels when the market is up and we've already decided that we want to go long. We've made back our whole day plus right now just by flipping to longs on everything that you're seeing. $1 in the money, 50 cents in the money, $2 in the money. So like we're holding these plays and they're continuing to work for us. Why? Because we went with the trend. The trend's been up right there since we broke VWAP. It's going straight to the upside, and there we go right now. So it's a huge move up for everything. I don't really want to short Google. If anything, I'm debating a break right now long. And then you could just use 129.77 as the VWAP or as the 21 period out. I'm not going to hold it all the way back to VWAP, but it is trying to break out. And you can see the NASDAQ right now is trying to break as well. So, you're getting back up to that initial balance high. We'll see if anything happens there, but there's the break of 15,000, and it's still motoring, man. We got AMD. Like, AMD is not only a good trade because it was there and then reloaded as well. So AMD continues to work. So far, so good. Let's just keep the momentum going.
Yeah, this momentum is pretty strong to the upside. We haven't taken the high on Marvell, which is kind of weird. It seems to want to hold it. Was just in and out of Nvidia. I'm not going to sit there and scalp it for 30 cents, but it initially got up to that 30-cent mark and then pulled back. I was going to take some out if it got to the 70s or 80s up there, but it immediately failed. I'll come back and buy the dip. A breakout trade at 320. At 320, for me, needs to work right away, because there's no time to sit around and think, okay, it can trend all day long. No, you can get out, risk 10 to 15 cents, and then go in to buy the dip on Nvidia. It's been a relatively bearish name all day long. If it can hold VWAP, I like it, and we'll go for something else here. But it is still an upward trend. I want to join it on Nvidia in particular because I feel like it's got the most room to run. And if we can bounce off VWAP, we'll go for that. I don't want to have orders out there to just get picked up. I want it to flash down and then hit the offer as opposed to just sitting in front of a freight train. If it makes a local high, I'm punching long the high break again. That's, like I said, it's 463, just a little bit higher than 463.30. I would take the top break again and then just keep taking shots at it, because one of those I think has the potential to go $1, $2, something along those lines. It's about to do it now, so we'll try to grab that Nvidia again. I know Meta's at levels and Tesla's at levels. I just feel like the R&R on Nvidia is favoring a bigger move here at the close. If it breaks this consolidation up, I just feel like it's got the most steam to let off right now. And I think that's the one to focus on. Sentinel-1 is bouncing off that bit. I'll let you guys know if it goes more than just like 5 or 10 cents. $16 stock. If that were to get up to 17, I'd obviously be taking the win on that name. So there goes Nvidia. It's back up through that local high. Let's see if it can hold 463 this time.
I just was over there talking with Michael Noss. I lined him up. He's going to be our Trade Talk guest. So that will come through there at 4 o'clock. I just talked to him about some different ETFs. I want to find out what's going on with TAN ETF and a few other things, because Enphase has been really getting hit lately, and I just want to see how that's looking on the chart. There could be something. What? Okay, there it is right now. Now we're 250 in the money right now on Microsoft, as that is continuing to work, man. I didn't even realize that. AMD's pushing higher right now. We're all good to go. It's full speed ahead. Look at this. So good thing we didn't short Google. I don't think we'd be out for 5 cent break, but it's looking strong here. If it fades out the rest of the day, it fades out. I mean, I don't really know what. I mean, now maybe we could play it because it just hit 05 and then came back in. So you could use 10s as your out, do a little quick 2-to-1 R to R or something like that. Maybe you get it back to 80. You know, so take 10 cents worth of risk to make 20. I mean, that's possible. But again, I'm staying away because trying to learn from our old lessons of making sure that we are doing with the trend, especially here in the afternoon. In the morning, the trend is a little more difficult because it's just too much back. I mean, especially today, you had early a move down, then a move up, then a move down. Then Fed Chair Powell took the mic at Jackson Hole. We went all the way up. Then as soon as he left, boom. And now you're right back up to that high one more time again of the Jackson Hole. And we'll see where it's going right now. The symposium ends tomorrow. So you could get some more action coming into the next couple of days. But I feel like what's done is done now. And we can just basically move forward with everything.
It was kind of a nothing burger.
It was kind of a nothing burger, wasn't it? All right, we just took out right there anyways. Ooh, I got to watch out for this trade. We just took out something there on AMD. So AMD, we just got some out at 80 right there as it's trying to fall back a little bit. So that was a good out for sure. We're pretty light, man, on this trade. We only have about 20% left of it. We got most of them out right here at these highs. So most of them are out at 70s, 69, 70s, 765s, things like that off of this baby long. So hopefully we'll continue to work. Let's check back in on Bed Bath. I almost did it again. BlackBerry right there. Yeah, you guys want to look at, Fed fatigue. I think you might be right, Darwin. I'm getting a little bit fatigued now as well. Netflix, okay, so Netflix still bouncing off that 420 level. Yeah, okay, so still bouncing off 420. All right, that was a good level there this morning. So we looked at that. That was that Fed high. Netflix got upgraded by Loop Capital, talking about how they see more subscriber growth coming. So that's good. And Netflix has really held up pretty good. It's just breaking the 50 period, now back up to the upside. So if this takes 420, that could be a good trade. But it's already 330. It's coming up to 330 on a Friday. Most people out golfing or doing something right now. So I think the best thing to do is just to chill out for a little bit here into the close.
Yeah, you're getting some nice seesaw action. Just going to give it a quick look at Meta here. Someone yelled at Meta to me. Well, they typed it. And I felt like they were yelling because I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at Nvidia. But you look at this, where it came from, incredible move to the upside. I wasn't even paying attention. As strong as this was, breaking 281, this is actually probably the strongest of the big cap names. When you consider a $6 move on Meta off of VWAP, that's pretty insane. If it were to push, if we reject the top, 288 is kind of an obvious level. Someone's saying, why do you like, I told you why I liked Nvidia, but why do you like that while also in Marvell? Well, I made that Marvell sit in the short. If it breaks the high, okay, fair enough, I have a stop. It's just going sideways. Like, sure, the market's going up, but this entire move to the upside in the last 10, 15 minutes, Marvell's been sitting it out and just going sideways. To me, that's still bearish. So if it takes out the high, I'm out. If the market reverses, this gets back into VWAP. I don't know why it's not moving. I just know that I don't have a reason to get out until it moves. So I can be sitting in this short. If it works, great into VWAP. It could also mean that Nvidia pulls back and cannot work. But Nvidia is a momentum play, and Nvidia isn't going. I like the idea that you can explode from here, but I'll sit in the Marvell short until it proves otherwise, that it's got some relative strength in it. Nvidia seems like it's coiling up above that VWAP, but it doesn't seem to want to continue. It made one push into that 64 level, got one out there, and it just keeps on bouncing off VWAP. I'm not going to do it live, the thing where I try to clean up this candle, because whenever I do it, my chart crashes, and you guys see it. So, I can improve it here. Well, I'm not going to do it. My chart's going to crash if I do that. I'm not doing it. But there is that crazy wick, which screws up the scaling. And here we go. Now you are starting to pull back. And this was just the name that I preferred to the south side, because it was at the same level that they rejected when Fed Powell stopped talking. This was it. It was at 54 at that same time of day where they rejected this level. So if the market rolls over, I favor Marvell for the short over pretty much everything I was looking at. We'll see what happens. I actually thought Meta was going to be a short up here, but I was waiting for it to press a little bit higher. Just goes a little bit higher, you can get the high of the day. You short here, you're risking $1.50. That's too much at 330. You cannot do that at 330 to me, because suddenly you have to get all the way down to 284. And that's expecting a heck of a lot. That would be giving up almost the entire secondary move here on Meta, which I'm going to respect it. I'm not going to do it. Rite Aid's now dying a little bit, so respect the tight stop. At the end of the day, took a shot at it. But the lesson learned here is, hey, if you think it's a shot off the bottom, you could have just taken this right away, grabbed 68 long with a 66 stop right away. Instead, I waited for it to start going and then chase the move up here at 75 when it had already gone like 10%. Sometimes you just want to get in a little bit early. It showed you like a, I don't know what you want to call that, like a barcode bottom, double bottom there. Volume picked up, you need to already be in it. Is it a coincidence that it happened right after we talked about it? Probably. I tend not to put stock in that, but that's a clean breakout, 2-cent consolidation that ended up going up to 80 from 68. That's an almost 20% move on Rite Aid, and all you had to do was risk 2 cents on it. That's not bad. It's a good R&R, but you still got to put the trade on. I waited till it had already gone, and sometimes it's too late when it's already gone. It was like mulling to $1 the other day. If you waited for the buyers to come in instead of just sitting in front of the first one, you kind of got burned. So Nvidia comes out, try the long, and it was no good up at that high, and Marvell rolls over. Lagarde talked, wicked the high, sat in the short, had too many shares, so I had to get out, and then got back in. Let's see if it makes it down to VWAP. If the market pulls back and we're underneath 15,000, I think this gets to VWAP. Again, Marvell to me, I feel like I want to favor short until it's back above 56. That's going to be it for me. Regardless of what the market's doing, I can avoid going, I don't have to be in the short at all times, but if I feel the market's weak, I want to be short Marvell underneath 56 until it gets down to 50 or 48. That's just the plan of action. If the market bounces from here, probably means I sit this stock out for a while. But every single curl we get, I think this could be headed down to that 48 price.
Guys, we may need to change this graphic. So newest member right now, Apple, just joined the Dollar Trade Club as well. And again, this is why, I'm just going to sit in certain names that we like and watch them continue to grow. So there goes Apple right now. Huge move back up to the upside. So pretty happy with the way that that's performing here today. Apple, nice move, nice break. And I just tweeted it out that the minute we broke VWAP down here on the NASDAQ, we flipped right over to Apple, and it's boom, right there. We just looked for a key level. It took it out, and now there goes Apple right now, up 1.5%. It was a pretty easy trade to make. It doesn't really go back to anything over here. It was just an even dollar break. The good thing about it was we were risking about 20 cents to make $1. So, that's why some of these outs are up here at 2025s, 3037s, 45s, and now we're $1 in the money on that one. And then, of course, Microsoft continues to make moves as well. I was just checking back in on BlackBerry to see if that was anything. There's nothing there. Peloton earlier today actually went up to, didn't even get to, well, I almost got to $6. This one we lost on, but it wasn't even that much because we took the break there, then we averaged it in and got some back out before it eventually dumped. So a loss is a loss, and that's what that one is right now. My Nvidia, we were waiting for 462 there to go short. I know Neil was just talking about it, but there it is there. There's some confusing trades up there near 463, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Still down on the day, Nvidia, tough one to trade for sure. That name's been difficult ever since earnings, I feel like. Look, it held. Again, if you only have a couple trades and you're not trading like we are, where you have to worry about like every price level, it seems, I mean, how easy is that? The bottom of the day is 450 and 17 cents. I mean, it's just like yesterday when we talked about it at 500.
If only somebody had said, go long 450.
That's what I mean. It's like you can sit there and predict all these things, and it's like, just like that PayPal long. I don't even want to look to see where PayPal is. We actually talked about that in the pre-market, about going long at $60, and there it is right there. $1.20 in the money, but we're too busy scalping and looking at a lot of other things, but this is what the market is. There's over 7,000 names you could trade. What is the imbalance?
Really looks out. It's 594 to sell, 594 million to sell. Tisha, for Twink, I think it's a little late for the dip buy. It gets made its move. Like when you're dip buying a news-based play, like you generally speak, it's 330. Generally, you want that one right here, right? The one that I thought was going to 26. And got to 26.5, that's where I generally want to be in. And if I'm not in on that, I don't chase it, and I don't know that I want it on the back end here. it's just way too late in the day. We have to be flat at the end of the day. It's just a risk to reward standpoint. I don't know much of anything about who may or may not be buying them or what. Like, what's a normal premium in the food space? I couldn't even tell you that. Like, on the biotech names, right now, a lot of times you're 30, 40%, but I have no clue what that's going to be for Hostess here. So I'll stay away from this. It probably has some profit takers. You're also going into the weekend, man. Like, think about it from this standpoint. If somebody's checking out, oh my goodness, I can sell my Hostess back up at the highs from June, when it was just making a double bottom at 22, yeah, people might be jumping at that profit in this market. So you could see some profit taking here. People that don't want to hold on for that deal speculation. That's what you saw with US Steel. Like, it actually started selling off and people took that profit. And then trail out Rivian. Our first entry was obviously at 20. We did add to it at 2020, but if it can't hold the local high, we just get out of it. Sometimes you go back to the well for like an idea that you liked in the morning that sets up a little bit better in the afternoon. That was the 20 level here in Rivian. As long as it holds this next week, I probably come back to the same thing. Above 20 can be a long. Underneath it, I think you can still look for that good short on our IVN. And one other name that I should get to, there it goes. My stop was that local bottom underneath here. It's about break even on the overall average price. The 20 level is the big one. We talked about Chinese ADRs. I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for $10 on NEO. That's going to close near the high of the day. I still think this thing is going to get to 10. We didn't come all this way not to get to $10. It's just a matter of time for NIO. They do also report next week. So we're only in Marvell, back where everything started for me, and back to the well with that 54 short on MRVL.
I'm reloaded!
All right, another trade right now. We just got reloaded again on AMD. We just took out 10 cents quickly there as it went back up to 40. Obviously, we're still in it, but this move just happened. So it just came back down into the downside, and so we sat there and got long again at the exact same levels. So there's a piece out at 40, 30s to 40s. You can see we're long at 30. So hopefully this can come back up, and then if it does continue to go, you know, good reload. But we still have our, I'm sure we still do have our out. Breaking back down below 20 right here. Now you have the 200 period, so we could probably use that, but I'm still gonna use, again, into the close. We just got that number from Brendan, 600 million to sell. So any break lower here, that's 25s, breaking back down through 10. You know what, we can, here, let's just put it at 102.08, because I'm not taking a lot of shares here at these levels, so we'll get out of, we can get out of 100% of it. I mean, I don't want to make too much of a mess. The reason why I don't want to get out exactly at 20 break or 25 break is because I'm thinking that there is some support right around here, maybe. That's just 11s. I don't know. Let's put a bid at. Look, the market's coming down, man. The market,
forgot to show this.
The market's fading, so.
I keep forgetting we have this new look.
Yeah.
So remember we have this new look at some early imbalances from the NYSE floor. So J&J shouldn't surprise anybody. Kenvue, that's just every single day you see that. But Schwab had a 1 million sell imbalance. Early look sell imbalance on Schwab. It's the only significant one that I saw, and it did affect the stock. It actually reversed off the high a little bit here. So as we get into 350, if this does come out of sell, I'll be looking for an opportunity to short it off the high of the day. Schwab up on the day, but let's remember what the banks have been doing, which has been getting shellacked. So it's not exactly going against the grain here in the last few days, and it's a double top from yesterday. So a chance, maybe, I'm not saying it's going to come out of 350 as a sell, but if it is a sell, the chance to play off of this double top high on Schwab is more of a gimmicky trade here for the end of the day. If anything else pops up, we'll let you know that early look. We love to show it to you guys because sometimes it moves the market. Just got some 60s in there on Marvell. It's getting down toward that VWAP. We'll definitely take more shares out in front of VWAP. That was the TSN turning point right at 2 o'clock. It broke out from 53.5. So if that was resistance, I always tend to assume when scalping that resistance turns into support and you want to get something out at that level. So we'll do so on Marvell. I'll keep you guys though. Do not say anything, please, Damien, about the track and field. I am taping the World Championships. Please, no spoilers. I know the 200-meter final is going on right now, but I'm trying not to know what happens.
Whoever the fastest American is won.
Look, let's put it this way. Yeah. The only way Noah Lyles doesn't win the race is if he false starts or tears a hamstring. He's that good.
Yeah. So.
But I'd still like to be able to watch.
Yeah,
it
of
and
course,
not-
of course, of course.
I mean, DeGrasse is DeGrasse made the finals. So.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's looked like crap all year, but
Oh,
he's in the
okay.
finals.
Nice
so.
DeGrasse, nice. Neil deGrasse Tyson, of course, we're talking about. Okay, so, all
Yeah.
right, AMC is now.
He was a sick athlete, actually, when he was
Was
younger.
he?
Dude, the guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson, in college was
What was he
jacked.
playing? What did he
I
do?
think he was either a wrestler or football. But he was just a big dude. Like
Yeah,
he
he's
was.
big. I can see that. I can see that his makeup.
He was tank, man.
Is tank.
Wrestling or
tank
football,
like.
one of the two, I think.
Right there. All right, so we've already got out of AMC down here before at 12. I mean, this fill is like, let's call it 1240, probably 1243, something like that. That's basically the bottom. I feel like you're going to take out the bottom. The bottom, we have it listed as 1240. So you're right here right now. You know, anytime you take out the bottom, it is tough to hold that. So we'll have to wait to see what's going on with AMC right there. I know Neil talked about this. I already had it highlighted for J&J. So right at 3 o'clock, it sort of started to cascade down, right? So that's a good $2, and here it is right here. So this information, we actually have to start looking at this a bit early because I think it starts getting disseminated around 2 o'clock.
I think 2:30 maybe.
So that's the big move down. And but whatever, it's still up 1.4%. Obviously, the market's pulling back, but you can see J&J is much more than that. So let's see if that logic holds true. Let's see if Schwab, yeah. So again, Schwab, same kind of thing here, around 2:30, 3 o'clock. We made some highs, and it's fading against the market. TAL won't do anything. Enbridge probably. Well, we can just check them all. Let's see. Enbridge is a buy, so let's see. Yeah, nah, not much happening there. I mean, I want to look at bigger names, and none of these are even that big. So 2 million shares is something. It's only paired off right now, 222,000. So what that means is that the broker still has an order for 2.2 million, and someone's only sent him a buy for 222. So it used to be about 2.5 million, and they paired that off. So as it gets closer to 350, that'll probably change a little bit. Then right away at 350, they'll update it with the complete number, and then we'll see what happens from there. But that is the imbalance locator, and it's coming out. It's 341 right now. At 350, a number will come out. Brendan just hit us up with no change on that number, so nothing to see here. All right, so here's the load up on one more on AMD. We don't have the same amount of shares because heading into this imbalance, it is a sell imbalance. You know, this is pulling down. The NASDAQ's pulling down. It's rejected again right there, and rejected 15,000 and that high coming through. So now you're pulling back. So it's a little different. We're not really playing momentum here when we're playing this. We're kind of just playing off levels, and we know that that's been a dangerous game, especially in some of these chip names. But hey, I'm talking like this, and we're long at 26. The stock is literally at 26. So we'll put an offer up here in the mid-30s if we can get a fill there. Okay, we'll take that fill. I mean, there it is again, another one. So all we're kind of doing, it's called cherry on top. You know, like all of these trades, we're not putting in big shares, so we could probably hold some of this. But at the same time, it's just scalp some out, right? Pay for that bottle of wine, get out a little bit, get in and out a bit, and hopefully be able to make some profit on some plays like that. Apple dropped below 179 and then came back up. I was trying to watch out for this 50 period because it's respected it the whole way, and it did again. So I got to cancel my order. You'll see me put this trade in right now. 178, and we're always preaching risk management, so 178. 74, 75, something like that. So we'll just put that in. We'll get out for 75-cent winner if that comes through. But yeah, that's my trades right here. It's only a couple minutes left. Make sure you do join me at 4 o'clock when we'll talk about some wicked plays, man. We'll talk about AMC and what's exactly going on with that. We'll have a look at Marvell and why that sort of went to the downside today and what sort of trades could have possibly been there. Down 6%. Wow, pretty good for Marvell there. And then we'll talk about some BlackBerry and things like that, and if anything's going on with any other names. So we've got lunch money on Monday for 5 to 10 minutes. We've got this show for a half hour. We're just giving them all the content, man. That's the idea. Give you guys content so you stay with us, and make sure you do this.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
And then everyone will be happy.
What we're also going to do here is I'm going to give you Ponzi. You asked for it, you'll get it. For El Taz, let's give you a shout out. You're excited to play pickleball this weekend. That is a sport that I have not yet tried, I do want to. I mean, obviously, everyone's like excited about pickleball. I haven't tried it. Looks like a hell of a lot of fun. But shout out to you.
never
Ponzi's
tried that
always
either.
there. It seems like it's all the rage, man. Like I have,
it is
like
all
my
the rage.
cousins. I have cousins who are all over this stuff.
Look at this.
I haven't seen anybody play it here, but I know they do, obviously. But yeah, pickleball looks interesting to me. I did grab that bid on Marvell, but didn't get everything out off of VWAP, so it is still working to the downside. I'm keeping my eye on Schwab because I'm looking for a pop in Schwab to get to the high so I can fade it. And then if it comes out as a sell imbalance, I would literally just have a stop at the high of the day. So if it comes out the other way, I just get stopped out at the high. But if it's going to work, I want it to get closer to that high of the day. That is the play. It's not really popping much. Should be nice if I could get something in the 40s and 50s here and then give it to the 55 high. Risk 10 cents is much. Here you don't want to risk 30 cents. That's insane because it has to work so well. And that's not a good R&R. But if this can get up to the top, I do like Schwab just because of that early look. But we're running out of time. It's already 3:44.
344, oh God. Okay, quickly here. AMD just ripped again. So, like, all we're sort of doing is stacking it here. It's been a good one, man. It's been a really good one today, and I just want to thank everybody for, again, watching and supporting the show because, you know, we're having a lot of fun here, but it's all about making money at the end of the day, and that's what we've been doing. So thank you again for watching and supporting the show, as there's another dip buy opportunity, and it's been good, man. Apple just continues to go. I don't know if we should hold this. Maybe I'm being stubborn here. I don't know if I should hold this into the close. We're up here at 179.15. I feel like that's going to be a good little level for us. We'll see if it can hit or not, but 179. I mean, here it goes. It's going, so whatever. Wow, I don't even, honestly, man, we don't really have diamond hands on this play, but we'll take 20 cents. And again, I showed you where the stop was, man. The stop was right here, like breaking through 10. So when we're taking 19s and able to get 60s or whatever, it's a good play, right? And so you got to be careful with it. Although the market could be very, very tricky here into the close. Let's take another. Well, we took another fill there at 46. All right, so we'll just keep on trucking with what we're doing. Is there any other names you guys want to look at here? Because I'm just kind of looking at the same.
Nothing. I'm not seeing it. No one's really talking about any big names.
mean,
There's nothing really moving a ton except for this back and forth of 10, 15 handles off the market. So like if you're in something, you're kind of sitting with it. There's like little scalp trades going in. It's not my cup of tea usually to be scalping at this time of day, but there's no small names that are running. I'm not seeing anything that's hitting a scanner that's worthy of it. Rad was good. That's why my eyeballs are on Schwab, because I do see an opportunity if this were to get to highs. If it comes out the right way, or the way that it's indicating, I shouldn't say the right way, there's no right or wrong way for the imbalance to come out. If it gets up here, I think if it comes out in the sell side, which it's indicating, and just goes right back to where it was, that would be 15 to 20 cents while risking 10. So that's the play that I'm looking for here on Schwab. And plus the banks have been getting pummeled, so favoring the shorts makes sense to me.
All right. Well, it's 3:46. I mean, I hope everyone's got some good plans for the weekend. I mean, it's going to be a busy one for us. No golf, though. I should try to plan another golf.
It's going to be hot.
Golf. Yeah, it is going to be
really hot here.
pretty hot, actually. We're going to go see, I think we're going to go the movies. Every movie this week, Sunday, was Cinema Day or something, so it was $4 to see whatever movie you wanted to.
That's a good deal.
Yeah,
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a very good deal. So 5 of us are going to go see 3D, the Ninja Turtles one, with Seth Rogen and Jackie Chan and all that. So that should be real fun. There's a couple other big names in that. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Got some good reviews from one of the traders here that took his kids, so we'll have some fun there and go see that. And then we've got a very busy weekend, sports related and everything lined up for that as well. So yeah, we're excited for it. All right, what else is going on right now? Shout out to Fonzie. The imbalances are coming out.
No, it's time to cover. Like the market, the littlest pullback, and I'm just going to start grabbing out here on Marvell. By the way, that's Schwab early look on the imbalance. I don't even see it anymore, so I'm not doing that play. Like it was there for a million. Now I don't see it. Just got a little pop into the downside. Put a bid at 70s, and I'm just going to move it up here and start getting out. But I don't want to be long in Marvell. You got to be kidding me. Do not want the long. Let's get out. Let's get out. Let's get out. Did not want the long in Marvell. They're going to have to cover that one. Just got an 80 long.
I also did see I was invited through my wife to the pre-screen of Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle was actually really good. We were actually lucky enough to see the director. The director came to Toronto for that movie, Blue Beetle. So that's another one, just a comic movie there. So that was a lot of fun as well. So I think that was actually really good. We actually had an embargo. I couldn't say if I liked it or not until it was released. But now it's released. So I think it was pretty good. I'd give it like 7 out of 10. Yeah, Blue Beetle, good movie there. Fun to take the kids to. I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen it there. I assume you haven't seen it, but
I haven't seen it. I've seen trailers for it, but that's about it.
yeah, it's pretty good there. Good for the Latino community. There's tons of actors in there. George Lopez is hilarious in it. The grandma's really good too. So it's a fun movie. Go see Blue Beetle for sure. All right, I don't know what the bet is, but I guess it's getting closed right now.
15,000 over under, so it's getting pretty darn close.
I'm going to close out this trade here on Softy. There it is. We'll take a piece out right there. So we still have a small piece on, but we just took a piece out there of Softy just because. I mean, it's right at the 50 period. We have these imbalances coming through. There goes AMD, by the way, as the imbalances are coming in. So that's why you take profits, baby, all the way to the upside. So that's a winning trade. And AMC is right now at the very, very bottom. I do think that little indice thing that we have on there, the major indexes, that's pretty cool, giving you a live update, although I think it's static right now, but giving you a live update on what the markets are doing. Let's go over to the screen.
I think it's delayed.
Yeah, I think or it's just not moving. Let's go over to Brendo.
It's delayed.
This 30-minute segment, guys, brought to you by our friends over at IG.com. Trade Forex pairs like Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips with zero commission at IG. Terms and conditions apply.
So I'm going to confirm that is, ES is up 0.6. So I can't see the SPY being up 0.81.
It probably is delayed.
So it's probably at least a little bit delayed.
Oil, though, today, we didn't talk about that, up 1.5%. So that's
imbalances are out.
Oh.
J&J sell 2 million. Intel sell 2 million shares. Apple sell 1 million. TAL, who cares? Enbridge was a sell before. Now it's a buy already. Google is a sell of 1 million. Its sell side, 1.9 billion shares to sell. As you can see, all big tech is a sell imbalance. Amazon, 750,000. Marvell is a sell, 600,000. So everything is to the sell side. AMD is a 500,000 sell. Meta's a 500,000 sell. So I'm guessing the market is rolling over. Congratulations if you bet on the under 15,000.
Well, hold on. You never know. I think it's probably going to be good.
I'll just say probably.
We're 30 handles away?
Probably good. We're 30 handles underneath.
25 now?
At this point, I think it's pretty guaranteed that you're going to come to the downside.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but that was a big number there, I guess. Brendan, you just talked about there, $2 billion to sell, 1.9 to be exact. So saved a little bit by getting out right there of Microsoft. Before this happened, we did have a small piece left, so we got the rest out as it dipped down in. So that was a good trade. Apple was a good trade coming out at the 50-period moving average. And then, of course, AMD, which we were sort of bigging up, which is still the #1 stock for me today, followed by Microsoft. That, again, was a good out, and so I don't have to worry about getting punched out all the way down here. As sitting in trades against the imbalances, it's so random here. I'm going to get rid of the source of BKR right now and hide that so we can see everything else. So J&J, let's just see what it did. Yeah, look at this, man. Puke City on J&J. We actually knew, well, the market also did fall down. So that's a little bit of an interesting one. But Intel, again, we're never going to get early looks because BRKR there is the floor broker on the NYSE. There are no brokers in NASDAQ, of course, because it's completely electronic. So there we go. Intel coming to the downside, Enbridge. We have our a friend's birthday party, which you're going to, I think, on Sunday.
It was crazy, and
a lot of fun.
I was telling this to Brankles.
I think it's in Scarborough, though.
Like our buddy, like if you have kids, you know this to be true. And that's if you wait, if you have like a party place or a kid's party place, if you wait to the last minute to book it, like you're going to end up getting a really bad time. So it's like 9:30 in the morning, which is crazy. And then we have 2 birthday parties to do. So I have one of them in Scarborough at 9:30,
that's crazy. That's
and
a busy
another
day.
one in noon in Milton. So
Okay.
I cannot bring Aaron to the first one. We're committed to the second one. It's our neighbors, and we said months ago that we're going to go. So
Why can't you go to both?
I cannot get Aaron up, show up to the one in Scarborough. We'd be there for like 20 minutes, and then she'd have to like
Oh, because you're either commitment.
Yeah, I can't. Like I can go. Like, so she'll go to the other one. I'll go to our buddies, but I'll do it without my daughter. Like it's fine. Like we'll see the crew and everything. But like it's a little bit crazy. But 9:30 in the morning for a kid's birthday party on a Sunday is a bit intense.
I mean, that guy's a bit different. That's why I just figured that he was just doing it because he's like that.
No, because he waited to the last second to book it. I mean, come on, man. You know that's
fool's gold.
You know that's what he did. We know the guy. He's a busy
I don't know.
dude,
I'm gonna ask him when we get there.
I bet you anything that's what happened. You wait till the last second. He got 9:30 time slot of whatever the place was, and
yeah, I don't know who does that, to be honest with you. That's what me and Marissa looked at. I was like, what? 9:30? I mean, our kids are up every day at 7:30 anyways, or that's what
do you think is going on here?
All right. Yeah, you're right. Take your wife to one, the girlfriend to the other. Problem solved. Yeah. Wait a minute. Take your wife and girlfriend. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, we won't be doing that. That'd be a big fail there. I don't take my girlfriend anywhere. I mean, she doesn't have to go in public.
You gotta have, as long as it's in different area codes. No, I'm joking.
I've got hoes.
Oh,
I've got hoes.
The crap that you should like think before you say, I'm obviously joking.
Well, obviously.
Obviously
my wife
joking.
is probably watching.
Mine's not.
Shout out right there. But
happy birthday, honey. It's her birthday tomorrow, too. That's
happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, awesome. Not that she's watching.
No, she's not, but mine might be. Actually, my kids are right now at, one went to Fan Expo, which is downtown right now, so it's like Comic-Con. So my daughter went to that and skipped out on her hockey camp, but my boy went to the hockey camp
It explains why I took the subway with the Joker yesterday.
Yes, exactly.
I'm on the subway and I'm like doing a Sudoku.
Like, you're scared probably.
And I'm like
right?
I'm like doing this whatever, doing my thing. I have my headphones on, and then I look up and I'm like, oh, literally the Joker's just sitting there, and no one is even batting an eye. I'm like, oh, it must be like that Comic-Con.
Yeah, because no one wants to say anything because like that could be a crazy dude. Like, who knows? But that is why.
No, but then someone says something. They're like, oh, great costume. He's like, oh, thank you very much.
Oh, so you realize it wasn't the real Joker.
Chill.
Yeah.
But I totally forgot about that because we're downtown for this weekend. It's gonna be super busy tomorrow morning. Super busy tomorrow morning.
Yeah. I must have a nice sofa at home. Yeah, what's up, going Gucci? Yeah, I do. I haven't been on it ever, sleeping there, but maybe tonight.
Whatever.
All
we're just
is
playing
good.
around. The NASDAQ, by the way, remember we were joking about that 15,000?
She knows where the bread is buttered, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm definitely going on the couch.
Yeah, that's not how you make things better.
Now the couch is definitely going to be warmed up. Okay, so, well, I mean, I just speak the truth all the time. You guys know that. All right, so let's go, man. You're welcome, guys. Let's go. Chef Joe, shout out to you, buddy. Thank you for an unbelievable week. You are damn well welcome, man. So that's what it's all about.
Awesome.
Shout out to Chef Joe. I'm still going to come see you in Times Square at some point. What's up, Big Rob? What's up, everybody that's here in the chat? What a great day it's been. Justin Time is here, apparently. Well, guess what? You're just in time because there's only 4 minutes left. And a shout out to everybody that's been here. Canadian Bacon's always here. Nightbot is always here. Deez is always here as well. So shout out to everybody. We're flat. Well, actually, we're not flat. We still have AMC. We might as well dump that right now because it's not doing anything. Back up to 12.50. It's a good trade. We will be reviewing this trade for everybody on the close. Apparently, betting odds are now out for the 2024 election on DraftKings. So I'll have a quick look at that. I actually saw the other day that it was like a runaway for the Dems right now, but I don't know.
Is
It's
it?
like 56-46 or something like that.
I mean, right now the betting odds on the pro should be on the like. What's the primary betting? odds?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's
Who's
more
going to be?
interesting
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's
So-
like it's like stages. Like here in Canada, our elections are over. Like it's like they announce that
like
they're
a 1
starting,
month.
and then by the end of the month, it's over. Like that's the entire cycle. Like it's very very quick for us. So it's very different. We are still trying to close. I mean, there's no we about it, but the market is still trying to close above 15,000. That is worth watching. With only 3 minutes to go, the NASDAQ is getting pretty darn close. We just got there, and we're back at 14,995. Like it is pretty legitimate that we're going to be right at that $15,000 marker. It was a good look because Bears versus Bulls. Like, should we do a bet? Over under that 15K, and it is dead on.
See what I'm saying?
Like we're just back and forth. Good look there, Bears versus Bulls. We'll see where we close in about 2.5 minutes. Either way, although the Qs is up there, so it doesn't really matter. We're looking at the NQ futures with just 2 minutes to go. There should be a good after show. There doesn't have to be earnings, but there's a lot to go over in terms of earnings, and maybe some that are reporting next week because there's a lot of movers and shakers out there. DWAC up 10%. We know DWAC's moving, but it doesn't do volume, man. I don't know. It's up 10%, and it still hasn't crossed 1 million shares worth of volume. Like this is gonna have moved 10%. with Trump news, and it still doesn't do 1 million shares worth of volume. When it used to just churn through volume a couple of years ago. When this was going, it was a stock that every day trader was trading. Now when it's going, it's a stock that no day trader trades because you cannot get into this thing. There's always a big spread. Although I guess if you just punched long, it would have worked out, but I would be looking for a short pretty much 10 times out of 10.
Ooh, ah. All right, TX Redman, what's up, man? He's giving a shout out to Bears versus Bulls. He's giving a shout out for the Microsoft trade. Yeah, look, we'll give you trade ideas. Like, we're doing that all the time. That's why I'm trying to lessen some of the things that I'm in so that I can be more specific with what we're doing in case people are trying to follow back and forth. So lots happening right now here. Yes, thank you, Pro Day Trader. I do feel fine, man. We were downing some echinacea and things like that. All is well, man. So thank you so much. Sick and still at work. Like, yeah, but you probably shouldn't be sick if you're at work. You probably shouldn't be sick, but you know, like I said, I may eventually have to be wheeled out of here one day. So shout out to that, and just to let Juan know, you know, get that gurney ready. Who knows? Do we have a defibrillator here in case I just get a little bit? Technically speaking, there is always one. Oh, there's 2 in the building. Okay.
It's a code.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing
it's
around.
like
I shouldn't even
code. You
joke
have to
about
have a
that.
defibrillator.
Okay, man, this is going to be a good one. With only 30 seconds left to go right now. Who's ringing the bell? Juan, want to ring the bell?
You're going to ring the bell? Because you're standing
No,
in the
he does
spot
not.
right now.
All right, Kat or Ramin, get her. Or we can have, Michael Noss
so
rang it earlier
exactly.
today. So it'll be Miss Kat on the bell in just a couple minutes there.
Seconds.
And there, see, I can see the major indexes. You see how they're the same? Okay, here we go. We're going to be right at 15,000 at this close. So let's see where we go. Now with only 10 seconds left, we will ring the bell and get ready to rock and roll right now. As there's Kat, she's dancing a little bit here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hola. So there it is right there. Everybody clapping. It's going to be a good Friday as we go. So I think it was probably J&J.
That's Wayne is excited. You see Obi in the background there. He's happy about something. A couple of trainees, they're high-fiving. I see Yannick. Shout out to Yanni because Yanni filled in. And that's the thing. When Max is gone, Yannick stepped right into the building, and that's what's great about having a trading floor and some good personalities in here. Because when you're off next week, I think we're going to see more Yanni, right? So
I'm only off Friday. But yeah,
Friday.
Obi on this show.
Friday,
on the midday show.
And we're going to have Obi come on for you, and then Yannick's going to step right in. If you've been watching, Yannick has been on the show. It's been a minute, but he will be back.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be back. So without further ado, it's been a blast. For the record, we ended up underneath 15,000.
Yes, so
officially.
failed to 15,000.
So we did fail.
There's something going on with my chat because I didn't even see that bet, but we'll address that after. So far, so good here today. I want to thank everybody for joining. I know we closed the bet, but it's going to be a good week. So enjoy your weekend. It's going to be a hot one here in the T-Dot. The Bears, they're well, it's bullish today. We probably should change those guys around there. Happy Fed Day, happy Jackson Hole Day, and that concludes on Saturday, so we don't need to talk about it. Earnings are starting to get a little bit light. I'm going to go over to the big desk, so enjoy your weekend. Happy birthday to the wife, obviously. We'll see you for sure on Sunday.
Sunday morning.
There's Sunday morning.
9:30 in the morning for a kid's
bright
birthday
and early,
party.
Get the Starbucks going. And that's enough, so we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Michael Noss for everything today. Make sure you grab that Trader TV 30. Good all weekend, or when's that good for? Good till Sunday night? Monday morning. Maybe we'll extend it. Maybe we'll get it. We'll figure that out.
Don't wait till the last
But definitely
minute.
got to grab that right
Don't
now.
wait till
Trader
last
TV
minute.
30. Do not wait for last minute. Make sure you grab that. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Brendan. Thanks, everybody that's working here. Fabian, Ramin, Mark, Rob, some guy named Juan. Thank you so much to him. And everybody that's part of our team, Bears vs. Bulls as well. All right, I'm talking too much. I'm going to go fill my water and then go right back over to the desk. But for now, Neil, why don't we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Everything has been said. Enjoy your weekends. It's a great show today. It'll be even better every single day next week. That's what we do. But we're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're going right over the desk. Let's start with Brendo. Let's get that after show.
All right, let's do this.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you caught up on how things end not only the session, but end the week. We're in positive territory. 0.86 for the NASDAQ when all is